Good evening. It is 1:05 a.m. on Wednesday, September 24th. Here late again. I think it's just like impossible for me to be here any earlier. Honestly, it's getting like, I don't know, back in the day, back when I started working from home and I was doing the 10 p.m. shift, it seemed to be very easy for me to like get out and stream by 12, but now it just feels like I'm doing too much shit and I'm too tired to make it. But I guess that was also like 5 years ago, over 5 years ago. So maybe I just don't have it in me anymore to be here that early. But, you know, it is what it is, and I'm still going to get a whole night out of tonight. We're still going to get a full 3 hours. We're definitely not, like, full casing this one like the previous two. This will probably be at least 2, if not 3 streams to get through this case. But I'm here. We're going to be starting Apollo Justice Case 3 tonight. And that's kind of all there is to say. I was going to do like an opening thing tonight, but because it's so late, I'm going to just hold off on it. I might do that tomorrow instead, and we'll do more Visions of Mana tomorrow. So we're making okay time here. If anything, the double stream on Saturday made up for 2 of the streams I missed last week. So if anything, I'm just behind like 1 Visions of Mana stream at this point. So at some point soon, I'll hopefully make up for all that. But I don't think I'm going to be doing a Saturday stream this week. In fact, I think the next 2 Saturdays I'm going to be kind of busy. Tentatively, 2 Saturdays from now I will. But that's neither here nor there right now. Actually, come to think of it, I think like every Saturday in October I might be... Well, no. I just think it's going to be like this one, next one, and then possibly either the one after that or the one after that. I'll have to see. I got a lot on my plate coming up here. Let me just raise the microphone there. Hey, Ephraim. How you doing? That peaked. That's not good. So we are in this now. So far, we've found Apollo's mentor guilty of murder, and then we found some girl guilty of murder. That's progressive. We don't often have female villains outside of the main villain of the 3rd game. And I guess D. Vasquez, if she counts. She's kind of like a pseudo-villain. She's not a good person, but, like, she's clearly not, like, the bad guy. Yeah, cool. Were there any female villains in the 2nd game? Eenie Miney, yeah. But even her, she kind of had her reasons. Let's be honest, Dahlia Hawthorne was, like, the only, like, super evil... like, absolutely deserve what she got kind of person. Not to say they didn't all deserve what they got. They all got guilty verdicts, and that's all that really matters. Morgan, alright. Morgan kind of gets off easy, though. Like, we don't even see what happens to her. Presumably, she never kills anyone. Presumably, she's just in jail. Anyway, if you're watching this and you haven't seen the Elder Games, and I'm spoiling all this for you, why are you watching Apollo Justice? Go watch the original trilogy. Anyway, we're going to start Episode 3. Turnabout Serenade. I wish this wouldn't like pull up the thing and just be like, do you want to start from the beginning? So you don't have to see like a backstage murder from the beginning. Anyway, I think my favorite character in this game shows up first in this case. So I'm looking forward to that. Just checking everything here. Actually, I'm gonna grab a tea right now, just so I can keep my throat wet. And I also have my water tonight, because I'm going to have to do some voiceover work in the near future. Also, I just downloaded Blippo Plus, which I may stream that soon. We'll see. It's a short game. Anyway, let's human up here. Episode 3, Turnabout Serenade. Let's rock! I don't remember the voice I gave Clavier. It would like have like a pseudo-European accent, because it's apparently, like, he kind of fakes it a little bit. We love you! Rock on, everyone. This party's not over yet. Get out your handkerchiefs for our special guest. That's right, baby. The night's just getting started. Thank you for coming to the Governor's Guilty as Charged tour. This ends the first part of tonight's show. There will now be a 20-minute intermission. July 7th, 8:05 p.m. Backstage hallway. Jose's playing Pokemon Violet. This is so cool. Us at a Gaviner's concert. Huh? Did you say something? My ears are still ringing. The Gaviners putting the sick back in music. Well, I thought Mr. Gavin was really nice, sending us those tickets at 20% off. They're hard to get a hold of, you know. When you invite people to a concert, it's usually free. Let's head to his dressing room, Apollo. You know, like we're a couple of VIPs. I've always dreamed of being a VIP at a Gaviner show. Trucy, you didn't know who Prosecutor Gavin was before that case. What kind of fan doesn't know the lead vocalist's name? Oh, this guy, well, he was more like a prince, really. He let us in. Clavier. What a lovely name. He's so dreamy. Yeah, but I'm a girl. I'm supposed to swoon over gods of rock. God-awful, maybe? God, Apollo is just like the biggest hater. I love that he beats Clavier in the first case they have against each other, technically. And then Clavier immediately is like, hey, you want to come to a concert of mine? And Apollo's like, God, I fucking hate you. Though, to be fair, Apollo did say that he didn't really win because Clavier was kind of helping him at the end there. But, like, who cares? A win's a win, bud. Take it. I bought all this stuff on the way home from the trial. I got 12 Gaviner's albums and 15 concert videos. That was quite a bit of impulse shopping. I got in advance of my next 15 years' worth of allowance. For Mr. Wright, that sounds like a real act of generosity. Who would have imagined me here? At a Gaviner's concert, watching Prosecutor Gavin rock. Again, quotation marks, period should be inside the quotation marks. To be honest, he was kind of cool, and I am kind of envious. Not that I'd ever admit that to Trucy. July 7th, Gaviner's dressing room. Ah, you made it! Mr. Gavin, thanks so much for the tickets. And the invoice you sent along with them. You were incredible up on stage, Mr. Gavin. Nothing like music to brighten the mood after a trial, ja? And we're almost ready for our next act. I'm looking forward to it myself. La Mirror's singing, right? Is that how you pronounce that name? I've... La Mirror. Like, that's how I've said it. La Miroir. Because, like, it's O-I. La Miroir. La Miroir. La Mirror. Denouement. Denouement. Tit-a-tit. La Mirror's singing, right? The siren of the ballad? Oh, yeah. That flyer said she flew all the way over for the show. Oh, I fucking forgot. This case uses garbage noise. That's right, I happened to catch your show while overseas. Her voice is divine. I knew I had to invite her to perform with us. La Miroir says, you praise me too highly. Whoa, who's this guy? He's huge! Just as big as everyone else here, apparently. Allow me to introduce Mr. Romain Letousse. La Miroir's manager, and her interpreter, incidentally. That's not the right accent. I'm going way off mark with this. It is a great honor for us to be here. And a great honor for La Miroir to be heard in this country. The Deltarune cell phone noise. Entry 17 noise. What kind of language is a bug as a character? That voice. Wish I could understand it. It's beautiful. Wingdings, yeah. Wingdings doesn't have bugs in it, though. Does it? Mickey, it's Riku. They put bugs in him. Oh, it's La Miroir. I'm actually meeting La Miroir. La Miroir. La Miroir. Mysterious songstress. Her quiet, deep song glides through the air. lilting above sparse but elegant piano accompaniment. Now this is music. She's a real artist. La Mirror says, we have long looked forward to this joint performance. Ah, La Mirror, your voice. It is art. Darker yet darker still. Okay, I gotta nip this in the bud here. I gotta see what's her Japanese name. Name. La Mirror means goddess of song and the siren in Borginian. Le Mirror, yeah, which means the mirror in French. La is probably used instead of le because of her gender. Okay. Rami Roa. Rami Rora. It's whatever. It's La Mirror. Yet without his piano to guide me, it is but a voice. Little baby David Bowie over here. I've seen this kid somewhere before. Gardevoir? He plays piano at all of La Mirror's concerts. He's cute, and he's a really good pianist. Good pianists are a dying breed, I hear. Ba-dum-bum! Allow me to introduce Machi Tobe. Machi Tobe. I always said Machi Tobaye. I think it's Tube. Machi Tobe. He is blind. This is why he never studies far from La Mirror. They are always together. They're like characters from some fairy tale. La Mirror is so, what's the word? Exotic. You're on Shafrilla's guilty pleasure among the third cases. I think this case is great. For various reasons that'll become apparent later. And mysterious. She does seem quite pretty. At least her eyes do. His is a kind of sightseeing musique. Huh? Now he's French all of a sudden. She travels the globe, putting the sights she sees into song. Even though her appearance and voice are exotic, her songs remind us of something close and warm. Sights into song. That's so poetic. She was gracious enough to put music to my lyrics tonight. The Guitar Serenade. I hope you enjoy it. I can't wait. He's playing up the accent because it's showtime for him. That's why. That's why it's heavier right now. And now it is time. For the next part, we're going to give the Gaviners of Hard Rock a little rest. La Mirror, the stage is yours. The band members will not play during La Mirror's ballad. Only Machi's tender tones and La Mirror's dulcet voice. And my guitar, of course. Woohoo! Nights like this make it all worthwhile, you know? Should have learned to play the guitar. Apollo just seething over here. He's mauling. He had it 7, so not good, but not bad either. Not much romance in Chords of Steel. Shall we hit the stage, then? Good luck, Mr. Gavin. Get ready for one of the most ass-looking cutscenes in this collection. Take care of your hearts, aren't stolen the ways, yeah? To be fair, remember, this was made for the DS originally. But they didn't change this, they just upscaled it. Let's get back to the concert hall, Polly. Also, this is where the title of the stream comes from. Look how orange Clavier is in this video. Like, that's fine, but like any of the 3D models of him are very, very orange. Clavier's like, he saw like at the end there, he's like, no! Anyway, something seemed to go wrong there, huh? July 7th, 9:05 p.m., Backstage Hallway, Orange. Oh, emoji, hey, Robo Bunny. Yeah. Confused face. Don't worry, it'll make sense after a while. Wow, wasn't La Mirror amazing? I even cried a little. I was surprised Prosecutor Gavin actually burned his guitar. Yeah, that even surprised me, and I'm a magician. What a production. What a destruction. I don't think Prosecutor Gavin was expecting it either, oddly. He looked as surprised as I was. Is this what they call risking life and limb for art? I think he's my new hero. I'm not sure I'd call that art. Well, what are we doing here? Let's go get going to Mr. Gavin's dressing room. It's 20 minutes till the last part of the show. How many breaks does this band need? Performs one set, takes a break, performs one song, takes another break. Gaviner's dressing room, July 7th. What the heck was that? I was never consulted about it. And like he just drops the accent entirely now. Sorry, Mr. Gavin, sir. I've asked the man in charge. I play new rock, not Great Balls of Fire. Speaking of fire, I have a good mind to fire whoever's responsible. He seems upset. Apollo Justice, were you the one who tried to torch me? Hey, I didn't do it. So much for risking your life for art. The guitarist's serenade is ruined. Ruined. Well, let's try to talk to him at least. I'm not sure that's the best move right now. Yeah, we gotta examine everything here instead. Someone drew the Gaviner's mark in lipstick here. Lipstick? I'd like to wear lipstick someday. Oh? You don't use lipstick yet, Trucy? Daddy won't let me. Not until I learn to play piano, he says. You'll be waiting a long time then, I'm afraid. Like BDSM dungeon up there. This place is decorated like a high school dance. Though I think our decorations were paper, not chains. Gaviners are into chains. It's part of their image. Huh, no kidding. Ever since they used chains on the cover art for Gonna Lock You Up. They're really into the whole police thing, aren't they? It'd be cooler if they turned that red light on. They don't have to turn on the red light. God damn it. Yeah, you're gonna be getting a lot of music puns here. A police uniform hangs in the stand there. Oh, I want to try it on. Nothing to see here. Move along. It's okay, you don't have to go that far to be special. I mean, you're not exactly the type who's just another face in the crowd. Really? You don't think so? Or you think so? I guess you're right. Are the same people that did Hangnail? Are they? I feel like a meanie for making that insinuation. Yeah, Apollo, you're like riffing on a 15-year-old girl. Like, what? Why? That speaker looks familiar. Did I not get a joke there? I don't think I did. Oh? Yeah, like the one for the PA system back in school. Oh, we have one of those in my classroom, too. That's right, she's still in junior high. I feel old. Wait, she's still in junior high? She's 15. She should be in high school by this point. She shouldn't be in 7th or 8th grade. Phoenix Wright, this is the same as before. Future star magician and Phoenix Wright's daughter, fond of her Mr. Hattrick. Clavier Gavin, star prosecutor and leader vocalist for the rock group The Gaviners. Letousse, Lamiror's interpreter. His first name is Romain, age 35. God, he's younger than me, that's sad. Lamiror, singer lauded as the siren of the ballad from the tiny country of Bourguignon. Mach Tobai, Lamiror's favorite pianist. He is blind. He's only a year younger than Trucy. Turned 15 in 8th grade. Oh, wow. Alright, maybe I'm wrong. I always thought, like, when you hit 18... Yeah, his name is Mach Tobai. I think that's the pun on his name. That guitar! That's the legendary AA400, the Red Badger! I thought rock was supposed to be rebellious, not civic. Oh, that was Apollo. Every aspiring guitarist wants one of these. They even paint their own guitars to look like it. Ah, the fickleness of youth. You should dye your hair badger red, too. Like my hair the way it is, thank you very much. Ah, the stubbornness of age. What's a police recruitment poster doing here? Rock on with the police. Maybe they're trying to trick kids into thinking the police are some kind of band, but bump. But that's just silly. Who'd name a band The Police? They just both stare at the camera for like 5 seconds after that, and just like, laugh, please. Look, it's a postcard of La Mirror. What are these letters at the bottom? Never seen these before. Must be your native tongue. Borginian. So wait, Borginian looks like this. I'm sorry to keep going off on tangents here. This is what Borginian actually looks like. But at the same time, when they speak it, they use, like, fake wingdings to represent it. Borginia, huh? Mira's only publicity postcard. Those are some pretty heavy-duty gloves. Maybe they have to carry around hot pots or something? They're a little thick. Couldn't even stuff a pigeon in those. That's exactly what I was thinking. Why can we examine his dinner? Why is that plastic bowl of stew sitting there? Maybe they use it for interrogating bad guys. Fess up to what you did and we'll let you eat that stew. That's just mean. It gets worse. See, if the bad guy confesses, they say, okay, eat it. If you can. See, it's made of plastic. It's like you don't know which ones are the real bad guys. I think you need to take a deep breath, Trucy. Is it backwards letters? It might be, actually, yeah. No, there's but that's straight up an S right there. In the correct way. I don't know. You could probably translate if you know where to look. Oh, a cruiser guitar. They sold those to commemorate the 5 years of the band. It says Patrol on it. Rocking it hard, under the speed limit. There's a cruiser bass and a cruiser drum set and a cruiser keyboard. Even a cruiser whistle. I'm not so sure about that last one. They're blowing the whistle on criminals. It's also upside down. Oh. I don't think that requires an actual whistle, Trucy. Did I say whistle? Remember in 7th grade when... Or what was it? Remember in 4th grade when you called me Chris Gristle? Yeah? Well, bird for it! I think that's everything. Yeah, forehead. Yeah? Understand that I'm not Prosecutor Gavin now. I'm the lead vocal of the Gaviners. That badge sings a different song on a different stage. Right. Wish I had an alter ego to hide behind sometimes. What are those postcards there, Prosecutor Gavin? La Miro's, you mean? It's part of our PR campaign. I received a stack. You can have one if you'd like. Ah, that's good to hear. Trucy already swiped one, is why. But I... What's the big idea, making me look like a criminal? It was a collaboration. I've always wanted to do a collaboration. Usually a collaboration's for creating, not stealing. Let the kid dream. You mean the guitar? That wasn't part of the act? Part of the act? Who'd burn up a guitar on purpose? But it worked really well with the lyrics just then. Burning on in my heart, fire, burn my love away, all away. Wait, do you think the audience thought it was... Sounds like he got lucky. They probably thought it was part of the act. At least I did. He immediately recovers. He got lucky and he didn't even realize it. Anyway, that guitar was the Ferrari of guitars. All the speed, all the sound, and all the price. If I burned one of those at every show, I'd go broke. Unusually frugal for a rock band. Try saying that to Mr. Gavin. Tongue! Today's been one disaster after another. My hog won't run, my guitar case is broken. Daddy told me there'd be days like these. Wasn't Lemira's song incredible? You worked on it too, right, Mr. Gavin? Ah, yes, thanks. It was a collaboration. I wrote the lyrics and she wrote the melody. You know, I was surprised she could sing in English. I'm sure she practiced a long time for this day. Ah, here. Meowdy Karma. Apollo Justice, wanted to make sure I wasn't getting spoilers for the sequel to this. Oh, hey, Poetry Ninja. No, I will be doing the 5th game probably in December, and I'm going to do the 6th game at some point next year. What's this? A lyrics sheet. It's yours. Signed by myself and La Mirror. Yippee, thanks so much. All I ever get to sign are client defense agreements. You've defended 2 clients so far. Almost time for the 3rd act of the night. Oh, there's more? Yes, Lamiro's part is done. Now it's time for us to drop our groove again, Ja. Hope you're ready to catch it. Woohoo! Ready to Apollo? Apollo? Apollo. I think I'll pass. I like the bit with Lemire, but the rest could use a volume knob. Turned way down. Apollo, you're getting old. Does 22 qualify as old of a 15-year-old? Well, I'm going. Let the old folks rest backstage, huh? Time to rock. Hey, you're older than I am. Had a rough day. Your grandma was talking about your grandpa, who was being peaceful and shit. She has the gall to talk about him behind your back. Just don't like it. Leaves a nasty taste in your mouth. Oh, I'm sorry. I know a lot about familial bullshit, unfortunately. Oh god, there's a whole second set of shit here. I'm not reading all this. The bottom of the bowl has a G on it. They sell these at concerts? What happened to t-shirts? Wait, so it's an entirely fake bowl of food. Why? On second thought, no. They might be evidence for one of Prosecutor Gavitt's cases. Why would they be here, then? Rock and roll is all about being rebellious. Some business see this and actually want to be cops. Somehow I don't think a rocking defense attorney would work too well. A jamming ninja would, though. They should name this guy Emo. He could have made, like, why is he crying? They should have made it My Guitar Gently Weeps reference there. Come on. That one was ripe for the taking and they didn't take it. Did I ever share with you that you were in an Ace Attorney stage musical? No, that's cool. What was it like? Was it like one of the like actual like? Was it like based on one like the actual like performances, or was it like just based on one of the games themselves, or like a case from a game? Backstage hallway. Hey, it's you, that Wright kid, Detective Sky. I'll let that Wright kid business pass. Call me Emma. There's no need for titles once you've shared a bottle of fingerprinting powder. That's a new one. Emo Sky. So, Emma, what are you doing here? Isn't it obvious? I'm snacking. You think I want to be here? Me in charge of security in this pit? Security? Did something happen? There's no knowing with that glimmerous fop. Apparently he's all upset because something was stolen. He wanted security back here during the concert. Where does he get off acting like he's some big rock star? Like, he is a big rock star. Hey, you listening to me? So, where's this door here lead to? This one? That's Lamiro's dressing room. Don't even think of going in there, unless you want to get a piece of Snackoos in your face. Is she ever in a good mood, I wonder? What's this? Some kind of headset earpiece? Why would someone leave this in the hallway? Maybe Lamiro's bodyguard dropped it? Emma! Will you stop eating those snacks and listen for 1 second? Huh, if you think you're going to pull me away from my snacks just to hear you rumbling, or mumbling, on and on about whatever, you're going to be sorely disappointed. At least I got her to stop munching. What's that odd-looking doll doing here? Oh, that's the blue badger. Did you try either talking or munching, but not both? She snackooed me. Serves me right for going out of my way. Sorry, I don't speak snackoos. Something wanna be big rock star, something 16 cars. Anyway, yeah, Karma, that sucks. I'm sorry that happened. I'd be upset too if I were in your situation. A Gaviner's Guilty as Charged tour poster. They're plastered all over the place. It's annoying. Well, this is the concert venue. It makes sense. Why? Everyone here's already here. Why advertise to them? People like to see the poster at the concert. It's part of the experience. You have to find fault with everything I say. She snackooed me. Come to think of it, I am a little thirsty. I'll have some tea. I think I'll get a water. I'll have tea. If you want tea so bad, go buy it yourself. She snackooed me again. I'll take a tea. It's a pretty sturdy looking box there. Maybe it's an instrument case. There's a guitar next to it. Don't even think about taking that. I don't think I could even carry it. She snackooed me. Emma. Never seen someone eat snacks with such vehemence. Better give her a wide berth. She snackooed me. She's wasting so many of those snacks, pelting him in the head with them. Emma. Okay, these are all the same. Why do I eat tea with chocolate snacks? That's Prosecutor Gavin's, or the Gaviner's dressing room. Put so much as a hand on the door and I'll snackoo you. Hold on, but I just came out of there. Don't play smart with me. It was an adaptation of a fan-written musical that adapted the first game called Turnabout Musical. Play the part of the judge and I'll send you a recording of the performance. Oh, cool. Yeah, I would love to see that. So this is La Miroir's dressing room. If you didn't think about going in there, I'll... What was that? Was that a gunshot? Something's going on. You, out of my way! Emma! La Miroir! La Miroir! It's not locked. I'm going in. July 7th, 9:30 p.m. La Miroir's dressing room. What's that awful noise? Oh, it's the concert. Ah! That's... It's La Miroir's manager, Mr. What's-His-Name. Wow, very nice. Latouche! Oh, no. Hey, you. Me? Watch this room for me. I have to call for backup. Right, understood. You want me to make sure no one comes in, right? And don't touch anything. I'll be right back. What's going on? I just talked to him. And now... How was that for timing? Hey, Sean, thank you so much for the raid. How you doing tonight? Ooh, Etrian Odyssey. Nice. This court finds you guilty of being cute. Maximum sentencing. Gosh. Gosh. I'm not cute. I'm badass as hell. Thank you, though. Thank you so much for the raid. As always, I really appreciate it. Hello, Raiders. I am Michael Macaw, Variety PNG Tuber, and, Variety PNG Tuber. Wait. I gotta figure that out. PNG Tuber and Variety Streamer. There we go. I gotta say two things. Which Etrian Odyssey? Well, if I'm reading the shout-out correctly, he was playing 4. I believe 4. That's the only... 4 and 1 Untold are the only two I've played a little bit of, but I've not finished. I've tried gelling with Etrian Odyssey. It's not a series I could get into too easily. I'm sure if I really invested time into it, I'd love it. But like playing the demo of it, I'm like, ooh, this is difficult. This requires thinking. That was your first, nice. That was like the biggest. That was the big 3 because that was the first 3DS one, I think. That was the big like release for that month. That came out around the same time Fire Emblem Awakening came out. Which, you know what? That's why I didn't end up playing it. Even though the demo of the game like drew me in, I was like, yeah, but Fire Emblem's coming out. It's like the first new Fire Emblem in like years. I have to play that. Careful, Kolensberg Cute goes to his head. No, it doesn't. They tried making an SRPG. One thing I'm missing, though. Oh, tried making an SRPG. Oh, you're trying to make one. Oh, that's cool. Actually beat a Bounding Beast in the demo. Nice. He's alive. Mr. Latouche, can you hear me? I was shot. I've kept this guy alive for too long by not advancing the text. Just sent the entire show to you in Telegram. Just be prepared, it's 3 hours long. Okay, I'll probably give that a watch sometime in the next couple days. I needed 3 hours is a long chunk of time for me to find to watch something. But I will check it out. Who shot you? I peeked the mic, whoops. I don't know. Ask what? Ask witness. Witness? There was a witness? Who? Cold. So cold. Witness. You cold? Don't worry, you're gonna be fine. Help is on the way. Can't see. Hang in there, Mr. Latouche. Tell me, who was the witness? The witness is, Siren. Siren? How can a siren witness anything? Mr. Latouche! He was being obtuse. Who's there? Wait, did I miss a line there? Oh, yipes! Emma? What was that? Who's there? What's wrong? Emma, did you see anyone just now? Huh? No. Could have sworn I heard a door close. The concert's been cancelled. Backup's on its way. Is Mr. Latouche... He's dead, isn't he? That's terrible. I lost him! You weren't doing much to keep him alive, bud. Romain Latouche. Shot. And I heard his last words. The witness is the siren. Whatever that means. Never beat the secret boss of EO4, though. Oh my god, another raid! Hey, Redbow! Thank you so much. Let me give you a shout out, too. What were you playing tonight? Hello, Raiders. Hello. Hello. I'm Michael Macaw. Variety streamer and PNG tuber. There we go. That's the ticket. That's what you say. Tonight I'm playing Apollo Justice and I'm in Case 3. So if you do not want spoilers for that, even though the game is quite old by now, you might want to turn away. But thank you, all the same. What were you streaming, Redbow? July 7th, backstage hallway. Venue's locked down. We took names and addresses before letting the crowd go. Good work, Darien. I'll let you know if I find out anything about the victim. Later. It's investigation time then, Ja, Fraulein Detective? I don't need some rock-and-rolling prosecutor to tell me that. One request I must make. Tell no one, on staff or otherwise, anything of this. Oh, a gag order. No word gets out, other than that Mr. Latouche is dead. No word of the cause of death or of the murder. Tell no one. Not even La Mirror? Not even her. We must keep everything under wraps. Oh, one other thing. I'll need your signature on this, Air Forehead. Yours too, Fräulein. On that? An investigation request? Why just us? You two are civilians. It's standard procedure. That should be okay to sign, I think. Information concerning to the crime to be restricted to police and related parties. Prosecutor Gavin's investigation request signed with great reluctance. Apologist does not want to deal with him. Right, well, let's get started with the investigation. I'm on it already. Ah, and one tip for you. Huh? Me? Try not to get in the Fraulein Detective's way. She's in a foul mood today. Gee, I wonder why. You want a gag order, Karma? God, that's not what that means. That's not what that means. We were all questioned as witnesses, and now none of us can go home. We'll investigate, all right. Our way. And we'll do it our way. Somehow, I don't see us getting back to that crime scene anytime soon. You were never there. I still can't believe I was there when it happened. Not an experience I care to repeat anytime soon. This is no time for navel-gazing. Let's crack this case. Worry about Trucy. She seems to have a very loose idea of what it means to be an attorney. Of course, that's not surprising considering who her father is. Something the matter? No. Let's get cracking. I'm the only one who was there. The only one who heard Mr. Latouse's last words. We just saw this. First order of business is to find out what he meant by siren. Gotta examine all this again. Let's get cracking. Back suddenly cracks. That happens to Phoenix in the 6th game, Karma. Phoenix hurts his back at one point. Lamiror's dressing room. The scene of the crime. We're not supposed to go in there. But aren't we involved? Aren't we duty-bound to investigate? Sadly, no. Though the situation being what it is, that'll be maybe our best chance to do some snooping. What's that? It looks like some kind of future phone. Not a phone, a transceiver. It's called a headset. What's a headset doing on the floor? Wait, do you think Mr. Latouse might have been wearing it? Like one of those bodyguards? Don't think he was wearing it when we first met. The LED on this thing is lit. It must be on. That's the Gaviner's dressing room. Crime scene was Lamiror's. Next door. Never know where clues might be hiding, Apollo. Let's case this joint. After you, Trucy, P.I. That's the Blue Badger, the police mascot. Does the Blue Badger have something to do with the band? Well, yeah. The Blue Badger is the Gaviner's mascot, too. Huh, go figure. Hear those things fly off the shelves. I'll have to take a closer look at one someday. Wait, so somehow Gavin was just able to make the police mascot his band's mascot. How? They really just don't care at the Japanifornia Police Department. I'm thirsty, Apollo. That's not a badger, though. I mean, you know, 6 games in now, I think we've lost the right to say it's not a badger. No one's fighting against it anymore. Hey, Merc. Want something to drink? How about this one? A Steel Samurai Soda. Now in a real steel flavor. Huh. Here, my treat. Hey, this isn't enough change. The machines outside are cheaper. This one's highway robbery. Eat your burgers, Apollo. Yeah. Classic. Concert poster for Guilty as Charged tour. Blah, 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 blah. I love that name. Guilty as Charged. Seems kind of negative to me. Well, why don't we do the opposite? Magician Trucy presents the Innocent as Charged tour. Kind of loses its impact, doesn't it? Kind of like how Mickey Mouse can be in a shirt and sometimes people won't budge an eye. What? Huh? I guess. I mean, he doesn't usually wear a shirt. Looks like an instrument case, a big instrument case. There's a great magic trick you could do with one of these. Huh? What kind? The miraculous beautiful girl escapes the case illusion. So it's the girl who's miraculous, not the escape. So picky. Huh, looks like nobody's here. Prosecutor Gavin's probably busy with the case, too. No rest for the wicked. No rest for us either, Apollo. Let's get rockin'. Rock, rock! This is probably... Yeah, this is like all the same stuff. I think you were meant to come back here now and examine all this. And not while Trucy was there the first time. Okay, so we've already cleared this place out, unless there's something I'm missing here. It does not look like there's anything. The Blue Badger stuff. Yeah, I guess? I don't know. Oh, it's you. Figured you'd come. You have to let us investigate the scene, please. You're attorneys, no? Shouldn't you wait until you have a client? Latouche did ask me to ask the witness, the siren. With his dying breath, no less. Doesn't that count? The headphones, I already looked at them. You can't pick them up. Glare at me all you want. You'll get no snacks from me. Please, think of poor La Mirror. Oh well, I suppose. You did find the body with me. Great, let's get to it. Right. Just try not to touch anything. She's letting us look, and she's not munching her snacks. This bodes well. There are clues here. I can feel it. Leave no hanger unhung, no spot unspotted, no dads unkissed. Mr. Romain Latouche, wasn't it? He was La Mirror's manager, an interpreter, apparently. This was his first time in the country. Wow, comes to US once, gets shot. How's that for political commentary? So I'm guessing he didn't know many people here. Doesn't seem likely. Nor can I think of anyone with a motive to murder him. Except for one person, of course. One person? La Mirror. No one here might have had a motive, but she's from... What are you talking about? Hey, it was Emma's idea. I said nothing. I said nothing. Always with the snacks. He's a big man, or was. I don't think even I would win in a fight with him. Which is why whoever it was used a revolver, I'm guessing. We sent in a request to the Borginian embassy for more info on him. Wow, none of you reacted to the dad thing, huh? You're all okay with dad kissing. Well, you and I know more about the crime than anyone. You do? That's true. It was us who found the body. What? Guess that's what I missed for watching the concert. Hey, I wish I was watching the concert. Anything would be better than this. Well, we know the crime took place during the concert. I don't think it's terribly important. No, I was expecting someone to react, though, to that. No one did. I said, leave no hanger unhung, leave no stone unturned, leave no dad unkissed. Well, we know the crime took place during the concert, and when we heard the shot and entered the room, the killer was already gone. See, now that I explained it, it's not funny. What? But that doesn't make sense. You came in when you heard the shot and no one was here? How did they leave the room? That window's a little too small, isn't it? They, like, squirmed through it. They went in, like, what anime was it where someone, like, does that through the... No, like, what's his name? Like, Ed. In Ed, Edd n Eddy, where he goes to the doorknob. Like, he swirls through it. Whoever the killer was did that through that window. Emma totally feels like she would kiss Phoenix. I don't see that. She sees Phoenix more as, like, a, kind of like an older, like, role model. Just due to their past, I think. The mystery of the disappearing killer. That's a rabbit hole we're not going to go down. Sorry. Can't comment on anything not scientifically relevant. I am a forensic scientist, after all. A self-styled one, at least. To ensure the efficiency and secrecy of our investigation, the bearer is hereby ordered to speak to no one outside the investigation concerning any details of the case. District Police Chief. You always carry that around, do you? Just like Mr. Wright. Huh? It's good to never let yourself forget who you are. I'm proud of you. Keep up the good work. Come to think of it, why do I carry this around? Well, I suppose that's one compliment's got me. Apollo, why'd you come to a concert dressed in a suit and tie? That's what I want to know. Like, you're wearing your normal clothes, which are very formal looking. No, it's okay. No one has to apologize for not registering a bit. There's another Gaviner's poster here. I'm just about sick of seeing these personally. Maybe I'll tear it down. Haha. No tampering with the crime scene, Emma. Maybe there's something else I could tear to shreds. Don't look at me. Case closed. What's this poster? Let's see. This summer, a Legal Eagles production of Case Closed. Oh, Legal Eagle! I watch that guy all the time on YouTube. He just made a video today about how people are stealing his content. Looks like a poster for a different show. One I wouldn't mind seeing real soon. Apollo? Look at that thing. It's huge. That's a TV. Yeah, a wide flat screen TV. I want one of those. You'd be wanting for a long time on your salary, Junior. Right now, you could buy a TV like that for like $200 they are not expensive anymore. White Deer is famous as Mr. Wright was, then Dream. I don't think Daddy was ever rich, even when he was in law. Great to stomp on my dreams, why don't you? Yeah, because no one ever paid him. You think Larry Butts was paying him for his defense? Karma, thank you for the compliment, but also... I'll bonk you for that. Huh, another ladder. Actually, it's technically a step ladder. Well, hello, Miss Fancy Pants. Please forgive my lack of ladder discrimination. I'm less worried about the step ladder. I'm more worried about why it's there. Why is the ladder there? I want to climb, right? To reach something on the ceiling? I still say it's a step ladder. What's wrong, Apollo? Your mouth is catching flies. Nothing. It's nothing. Maybe that's how the killer escaped? That's what you're thinking, right? When we arrived on the scene, the killer had already fled. He or she must have had a way out. And that air vent is one possibility. But it's much too small. Not the killer about your size, Trucy. I didn't do it. I was cutting up the dance floor at the time, thank you. I know. Of course I didn't think you did it. It's hard to tell with you sometimes, Apollo. Hey, what have I done? You called her Miss Fancy Pants and actually upset her. I would say that's doing something. Recurring joke time. Yeah, defense attorneys don't make much money in real life. I mean, you gotta pay a lot of money to be a defense attorney. Or to be an attorney, period. It's not easy, and you generally will go into debt trying to become one. So, you have to hope that you get, like, a pretty good, what's it called? Not internship. Fellowship, I think. Right out of the gate. Emma now has gumshoe salary. You pay instead of getting paid. Yeah. No, well, Emma's not getting constantly berated by Edgeworth. I guess what third trial should is ranked above this one? I don't know. I don't really know him. So, like, I don't know his tastes. I would assume Trials and Tribulations. Oh, Apollo, can I eat some of those, please? Absolutely not. I know, but still, I yearn. Look, you're not the only one eyeing that fruit there. Me when I look at Edgeworth. Well then, what are we waiting for? Let's eat. Right. Whoa, stop it. Are you too crazy? Emma, you of all people should know better. But she tempted me. She's a temptress. Please grow up. That watermelon's missing a bite. Objection, Phoenix is also a fruit. Damn. Oh, he ranked the first games above this one. Okay, I mean, that makes sense. Like, to be honest, I'm gonna just put this out there real quick. I'm not the biggest fan of the third, fourth, and fifth case of the first game, and yes, that includes the extra case, because the games being 3 days long, just kind of like didn't do it for me. Like in the past, I didn't mind when the first game was the only one, but once the second game streamlined it all down to 2 days each, that's when it kind of like I was like, oh man, going back to the first game, the pacing sucks for those last 3 cases, because just having 3 days for each of them feels long. Not so much the studio one, the Global Studios one, but definitely Rise from the Ashes. Rise from the Ashes is like as long as half that game on its own. And I remember getting like very sick halfway into streaming that. And I was like, oh my god, I have to make progress though, this is so long. Trials was just below this game. Okay. Trials and Tribulations was the cafe third case. Speaker was blaring at the time of the murder. Oh, that's for monitoring the stage from this room. Monitoring? It pipes in a real-time feed from the stage microphones. Useful for knowing when your set is coming up. Yes, I seem to recall it being loud and vaguely musical. Made it hard to hear Mr. Latusse's last words. Vaguely musical. Are these bullet holes? Looks like it. There are 2 here in the wall. From the look of it, the victim was shot once in the shoulder. First shot must have missed. But there are 2 holes. Wouldn't that mean 2 misses? The murder weapon is a .45 caliber revolver. Very powerful. Ooh, yeah. You fire that thing the wrong way and you're just taking your arm, like, clean off. I believe what we're seeing here is the mark left by the second bullet after it passed through his shoulder. Ouch. Sounds painful. No kidding. I wonder about this murder weapon. I think you were still in college when you streamed the first game. Well, I remember one of the first streams I remember you seeing you at, Karma, was when I was streaming Great Ace Attorney, because that was the one I streamed first. And that's the one where you kept saying Sasado takedown. Oh, what a pretty brooch. Oh, Emma. You're not going to say, can I have it, please, are you? Oh. Look, you may be a cute girl of 15, but that doesn't get you any special treatment with me. Oh. It's not healthy to envy the young Emma. It's not about envy, it's about tampering with evidence. Note to self, Emma lacks a sense of humor. Use caution. You need to learn a little respect. You need to learn to respect your elders a little. Something seems so familiar about this brooch. Found at the crime scene. I still remember those days, especially the round depression. Yes, the round depression. Rise from the Ashes is definitely not a strong ending case. It felt more like a DLC or its own separate game. I wouldn't say it's the weakest, one of the weakest cases. It was still a good case, but it was very much there to kind of, like, promote the upcoming release of this game. And yeah, you're right, it literally is a DLC case. As we've discussed quite a few times. Wonder if you get the headphones now. Maybe, I don't know. I'm examining this here first. Wait, what? Okay. Trucy's still after that brooch, clearly. No way! If you want one that bad, get your daddy to buy it for you. Daddy always says, Trucy, if you want something, go find or borrow it. Oh, and when in doubt, beg. Leave it to Mr. Right. Should be concerned about Trucy's future, but I'm more concerned about the owner of that brooch. Is there stuff behind me? No. Look, there's a little window over here. Maybe the killer escaped through that. It's barely big enough for my head to get through. Not to mention it only opens a crack. Crack? What? I was just saying it's possible. Right, no harm in that. Except I'm pretty sure it is impossible. Could peek into the room through it though, you know. Look at all these presents. La Mirror sure is popular. Oh, I wonder what's inside. We can't open them, can we? Probably not a good idea. Never know what you might find in one of these boxes. Bombs, razors, ransom notes. Could be anything. I'm never having a birthday party again. Aww. Her childlike wonder is destroyed. This is one of those, things, right? At the barber's? A permanent dryer. Want me to curl up those bangs of yours? No thanks. Better not mess with his hair, Emma. It's part of his identity, you know? What an amazing bouquet. I mean, it's giant. Not sure I approve. It'd be better if this flower was a bit more... Oh. The flower fell off. What happened to preserving the crime scene, Emma? It's fine, I'll just put it back, see? How scientific. Love that we can just riff in front of a dead body. Seeing these mirrors lined up like that makes me think I'm really in a dressing room. You are in a dressing room. This must be makeup. Never heard of most of these brands. Maybe they're from Bourguignon? From Bourguignon? Oh, maybe they're Bourguignon. Whoops. Why am I... What is wrong with my brain sometimes? It's inventing words that don't exist. Like from. All I know is they sure don't make for much of a clue. That's right, I invented the word from. All those Dark Souls games are actually just from a company named Soft. The from is entirely me. Silly music with a dead... Yeah, Emma banging tune. Tunes to lose consciousness permanently, too. This is the murder weapon, isn't it? This revolver? Why do they call it permanent when your hair loses its shape later? I don't know. But that's what a perm is, because it's permanent. That's right, a big .45 caliber revolver. Wow. Wonder who brought this in here. Thought only police were allowed to have one of those. Why are you giving me that look? I didn't do it. I didn't... Listen, I was out in the hall eating snack hoos when it happened. I know! I was literally there. No one here thinks you did it, Emma. It's hard to tell with you sometimes, Apollo. Hey, what have I done? It's the same thing from earlier. Wait, if the killer brought a revolver, it must have mean they had planned this from the start. That's right? Murder weapon. Deadly high-caliber revolver. A deadly razor-sharp wire. In the middle of the weapon is a revolving chamber. Toons to listen while getting Ace Attorney breakdown, yeah. I like how you spelled Toons, T-O-O-N-S. That's very on point for you, Karma. I feel like you did that on purpose. That's where you load the bullets. Revolver, see? Revolver, Ocelot. Revolver. Sounds a bit like Wonder Bar. Especially if you say it really fast. I guess. You know what I always used to think? I used to think the closest sound to Wonder Bar was one liver. There's just so many words in the world, Apollo. Isn't it amazing? So many different words, so many different people. People like Trucy. And Michael, with this fun word that he made up, from. That's a new word. Yikes, don't point that thing at me! Don't worry, I'm an old hand with firearms. I have one that shoots bullets, in quotation marks. I don't want shooting any bullets, thank you. Not those bullets, silly. My gun shoots bullets, the magic cat. A cat? Comes out of a gun? I can tell by your expression you've never heard of that trick. It's a great one. Honestly, that one sounds halfway interesting. Where does she keep... How could she, like... So do they have a cat named Bullets in their house? Like, does Phoenix have that for Trucy? Sort of pin fastener for attaching things to clothes. Not a safety pin type, though. So if it's not a safety pin, is it a danger pin? I suppose if you stuck it in your eye, then yeah, sure. But you could do that with a safety pin, too, for that matter. Thanks for taking the fun out of my danger pin. Aw, you're driving through a danger pin through my heart here. You're killing me, Smalls. Cat named Bullets and a dog named Missile, yep. Very deadly. You know, Apollo, I was wondering, what's a caliber, and what does a 45 mean? Huh? Heh, you want me to tell you? It's the size of the barrel. Simply put, the larger the caliber, the bigger the round. The bullet, in other words. Bigger bullets do more damage. Wow, chalk 1 point up for forensic scientist. What's next, a rabbit named Grenade? Damn it, you beat me to it. You know it! But it's not 45 inches, right? That'd be too big. What's the unit of measurement they use, Miss Science? Well? Hush, kids shouldn't ask so many questions. Ninja'd. That's a body, isn't it? Sure is. The victim, no less. Let's take a closer look. Ah! You can go ahead, Apollo. You first. Me? No, you should go first, Trucy. Really? Will you two stop bickering and get over here? Help me poke the dead body with the stick. She's munching on snack hoos again. Hope she's not too annoyed. Ah! Is that blood? Why don't you examine this one, Apollo? You know more about, red stuff than I do. Yep. Says who? Something is strange about this blood, though. Is that what it looks like? Oof. Apollo, look at this hand. He's holding something. Hey, no touching. You could throw all the snacks you'd like at me, Emma, but sooner or later you're going to run out of them. You raise a good point. I'm a bit intrigued by this scene. Let's take a look. Ah, see there? He's holding something. What's this? A key ring. Think it might belong to the killer? Certainly a possibility. What an unusual key ring, and what unusual keys. This could be a vital clue. Mr. Latouche died clutching these. Note the heart-shaped ring. I thought he was holding a key ring. I wonder what it could mean. Must mean something. Doesn't look like the kind Mr. Latouche would use. So the question is, whose keyring is it? Well, you're practically a detective there, Apollo. Practically. I'm glad it brings them so much joy to mock me. This music is absolutely unfitting. No clues in the gaping bullet wound. Looks like a code, 110. So this is the murder weapon? This revolver is incredibly heavy. It's been fired twice. You can still smell the gunpowder on it. Well, it's more maroon than red, though. Yeah. Depends on which part of the body it's coming out of, Karma. The deeper in your body is, the darker the blood. Kind of want the classic Emma theme. I like, I gotta admit, I do like how the theme progresses from this game to that game to this game, but you're right, the old version of the theme is a little better. This one has like a chill, like the part in the middle is a little too chill, this part here. It's just a little, 3-7, frigate shot. Leon. It's Leon backwards. Or upside down, whatever it was. That's odd. What's odd? Oh, nothing. Hey, no fair, tell us. It's just something about this revolver seems strange. Strange? What was that number again? Yeah, it was 11037. That was it. What do you think about this revolver? Well, it's pretty big and heavy. That's right, it's a .45 caliber. That makes it one of the deadliest revolvers around. Even the police don't carry guns this big. Really? Yeah, it doesn't make sense. You don't need so much power to kill at such close range. It's overkill. I'm not sure I see the problem. I mean, whenever I go out to eat curry, I always order it extra spicy, just to be sure it's spicy. Of course, I can only ever eat 1 or 2 bites. And that's not a problem? There's another thing about a gun this big. Puts a lot of strain on the shooter. Yep, just like I said, you take your arm off with it. Strain? Yeah, say if you were to fire this revolver. The recoil would probably dislocate your shoulder. Yep. Ouch! It's like the shooter's a victim too. Yet the killer used this revolver, and quite well. I'm guessing whoever did it was used to shooting. Used to shooting a high-caliber weapon, huh? Well, that's about it. I think we've looked at just about everything there is. Guess you're right. I know how you're feeling. It's hard to know when to stop. But anything more involved has to wait until the squad gets here. I suppose. I'll go report the evidence. Sorry, but could you wait here till I get back? Huh? Oh, actually, we have to... Great, thanks. She left. What do we do, Apollo? Told us to wait. Great, now how am I supposed to investigate? Oh well, guess it can't be helped. Let's go. Huh? Go? Time's a wasting, Apollo. We've got a lot of ground to cover. Well, that's true, but... on second thought, why not? I'm sure everything will be fine. Of course it will. Let's go. Wow, okay. Just gonna make Emma pissed at you when you come back. July 7th, backstage hallway. Ah! Who's there? He's gone. We didn't just imagine that, did we? He was wearing a silk hat. A friend of yours? Hardly. Whoever that was, he sure looks suspicious. The stage. July 7th, in the wings. What is it with today? Problem after problem. Hawk tongue. You ain't kidding. It's the 2 leading members of the Gaviners, Apollo. Clavier on vocals and Darien on guitar. They're so cool. I have a hard time thinking of Clavier as anything but a prosecutor, honestly. Huh? What are they arguing about? Probably the case, I'd bet. My hog won't start, my guitar case is busted. My guitar's been burnt to a crisp, and on top of it all off, someone's dead. And there was that performance just now. What was that all about? Hey, man, don't blame me. You were the one who missed the cue. Me? Miss a cue? How could I conceivably get the most important part of the song wrong? How? And what was all that tinny playing of yours? Who are you calling tinny? Sounds like they're having a spat. One of those differences in musical direction bands are always splitting up over. This is hardly the time. What are you two doing here? Hiya. We were just discussing the investigation, if you don't mind. Hog, yeah. Sorry, wait, you were what? Listen, you need to confirm that with the Republic of Borginia, Detective Crescend. Right, anything else? What did you just call him? Detective? Ah, greetings. Look at that hair. Whoosh. Sharkman. Darien Crescend, Criminal Affairs, Division 3. Hello. Criminal Affairs? Apollo, you really don't know anything about the Gaviners, do you? Something tells me that's about to be remedied. What a big stage. It's on a whole other scale than the Wonder Bar. Lights were so bright I couldn't see the whole first part of the concert. I'll have to do my act on a stage like this someday. Just hold back on the lights for my eye's sake, please. You'll be too blinded by my magic to worry about the lights. Probably don't want to blind the audience if you plan on showing them magic. Look, a ladder. Guess they need one to work on the lights and such. Why don't they use a stepladder? I prefer stepladders, really. Is that so wrong? Not wrong, just, well, why do you prefer stepladders? They're so much more flexible than plain old ladders. I prefer my ladders rigid and stable, thank you. Now that's a big instrument case. Now that's comedy. That's a case for a contrabass, I think. Contrabass. Guilty Love is an official vocal remix. Ooh, I didn't know that. It's a friggin' tail on his head. It's kind of supposed to just be like a shark shape. Bet you could fit 20 violins in there, I bet. It may look like a violin, but it's a completely different instrument. But you could fit 5 truces in there, I bet. Hey, are you comparing me to an instrument? I wonder who left it sitting open like that. Looks like a skunk to you. Wow, that piano looks much bigger up close up. Machi played this so beautifully. Yeah, like a real pianist. That's just silly, Apollo. How can you call someone as good as Machi a pianist? Why, that's like throwing him in the same class as Daddy. Good thing Mr. Wright didn't hear that one. Look at all these electronic devices. Guessing they have something to do with sound. Well, I guess when we could fiddle. Let's see here. Don't touch that. Healthy curiosity is the key to a good investigation. When in doubt, fiddle. That's what Daddy always says. They should require parental testing, clearly. On the flip side, there's not a ton to investigate here, which is nice, because I am tired of investigating. Yeah, forehead. Yeah? Understand that I'm not present. Yeah, that bad. Okay, we've seen that. I wrote the lyrics, you know. Though it was Lamiror who gave them life. Wow, that's beautiful. Maybe I should try to write some lyrics someday. Sorry, but I'm not in the mood to talk about that right now. Even I can only take so much in one day. Funny, I always thought of Prosecutor Gavin as one of those cool stoic types. That's the sort that never complains. How wrong I was. I was wondering if you knew anything about this. That... Does it look familiar? Familiar? It's mine! That's my keyring. I've been looking all over for it. What? This is yours, Mr. Gavin? I knew it. Apollo, how can you make that I knew it face? This is the keyring that was... Yeah, I know. Thanks anyway. So where'd you find it? Actually, the victim was holding it. Like he was trying to keep it from the killer. Even if it meant his life. What? The victim? You mean Mr. Latouche had my keys? Indeed. Will my trials be over? Speaking of trials, I've never heard Mr. Gavin whine in court like he has been today. Emma was right about the fop, I'll give her that. Apollo, Mr. Gavin, maybe we could help. Tell us about your troubles today. I really don't think that's... Tell us. And we'll keep mum about the keyring for now. Are you blackmailing me, Fräulein? Gorl. He has a Gorl. Whatever that is. There are 3 keys in this heart-shaped ring. And this guitar-shaped key was the key to a guitar case. Was he saying he had to break his case because he couldn't get it unlocked? No, he's about to tell us that, actually. Could open and unlock it like that in 10 seconds, easy. Should have given me a call. So he could slap handcuffs on you after you opened it? Handcuffs? 20 seconds, tops. Glad she's on my side. I like that his logo was on the keyring, like the strap. Cowboy Gurk. I'm about the crime. That phrase is making me laugh now for some Cowboy Gurk. Which crime do you mean? The murder! What else? Oh, that. For me, today's been a hit parade of crimes, you see. Prosecutor Gavin was singing the blues earlier, wasn't he? Something about his hog and his guitar case. Anyway, I'm afraid you know more about the killing of Mr. Latouche than I do. For now, at least. Huh? You were the one who found the bodies, yeah? While we were in the middle of a performance, no less. Aren't you going to examine the crime scene, Prosecutor Gavin? I'll leave that to the Fräulein detective. We want to step on her toes. They're not exactly best buddies, are they? Emma and Prosecutor Gavin, I mean. Well, what to do next? We've already checked out the scene. Prosecutor Gavin might be right. He might be the most informed for once. Maybe Prosecutor Gavin could shed some light on things we found. I don't believe you, Apollo. How can you come to this concert and not know about the Gaviners? It's not surprising. Why, even our ancestors knew nothing of America's existence once. I know America exists. The Gaviners aren't just an average rock band, Apollo. Each member's connected to the police somehow. The police? I like it's capitalized. Like, they've referenced the band, like, several times now, but now they actually capitalized it like, oh, members of the band are related to the other band. The real police. By day they pack heat, but by night they heat up the stage. By day those lips interrogate, by night they sing songs of unrequited passion. Okay. They debuted 7 years ago with 13 years Hard Time for Love. Then came Love with No Chance of Parole, and My Boyfriend is the prosecution's witness. The list of hits goes on and on. This here's my right-hand man, Daryan Crescend. I make the melodies and he attacks them with his guitar. He's a bit of a rogue, really. And this guy's a bit of a perfectionist. When the performance goes the least bit wrong, he goes into this funk. Just like today. Hope murder would be a bit more off-putting than a ruined concert. Concert today, a disaster. I'll get to the bottom of this and then we'll see who's missed the cue. Missed Q, they were arguing about that before. Great, I love nothing more than questioning tormented artists. The missed Q. What's this missed Q you keep talking about? You heard it, didn't you? From the audience? Actually, I didn't notice anything. See, no amateur's going to pick up on that. Can you guarantee an entire audience of amateurs? No. Now take a listen to this. What's that? A mixing board. We used it to record our concert tonight. Aren't we supposed to be investigating a murder? Well, we've come this far. Might as well go all the way. Always wanted to learn about the recording industry. I think this takes like 5 minutes, so strap in. This is but one of the devices used in the recordings. We're a 5-part band. This lets us record each member's performance separately. Use the sliders to adjust for the volume for each part. Check it out. Wow, neat. So could you say hear only the drum part? Of course. That's how we'll find the criminal guilty of missing his cue tonight. I'm more concerned with the other criminal, the one who kills people. You want to help on the case, then help me with mine. Guess rock and roll comes before prosecuting. Let's begin. First, we bring up the part of the performance in question. Simply choose the section of the song you want us to hear at the uppermost bar. Like so. There it is. Now listen. Was something wrong? Couldn't hear it. Again, closely. Listen. Ah, the timing's a little off, isn't it? You see? There, right at the most important part. And even an amateur can hear it. An amateur with the mixing board, maybe. You're missing the point. We'll never stamp out crime until we're perfect. Perfect. Here he goes again. Right, Air Amateur, you will prove my point. Huh? Me? You will find the missed cue. You will tell us which instrument, which part, is the guilty party. But how? Did I not just explain it? Move the sliders with L up and L down to adjust the volume for each part. Then you will find the part that hopelessly bungles the cue with L left and L right. You'll find it with your untrained amateur ears. Nothing to do but try, Apollo. I guess. I'll admit, this looks kind of fun. First, a quick review. Use L up and L down. I can't do that bit more than like 2 lines in a row. To adjust the part's volume. Jump to another section of the song with L and R. And use L stick and R stick to switch parts, right? God, Apollo's like the only one who says it right. Once you've found the guilty party, just press X to point it out. Time to rock. Don't forget the L6. Ah! Someone just Poetry Ninja redeemed for that one. So how do I stop and start? Oh, A. That sounds fine. Ooh, that sounds a little funky, doesn't it? Yeah, someone bungled that. It's been bungled. It's Mr. Bungle. Turn metronome on and off. Wait, really? I didn't know you could do that. That's cool. Take that! This part is off. Which is that, hmm? Second guitar. Ah. It was you, Daryan. Oh, well. Looks like the cat's out of the bag. Oh, well, that's all you have to say? That kind of attitude lets killers walk free, Daryan. Here they go again. Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to ask about the concert. Starting to feel like we're just wasting time. It's all experience under our belts. That can't be bad. Lots of music tracks to be played in separate tracks. I said tracks twice there. It's okay to get over the title for that song. Guilty Love. You were saying something about your motorcycle not starting? And something about your guitar case being busted? You're well informed. You mentioned it a few times. Happened this morning. Gonna head off, you're getting tired? Alright, Poetry Ninja, thank you. I'll watch that video at some point in the next couple days. Promise. It's all this keyring's fault. The keyring. It's got all my keys on it, ja? My bike key, my car key, and the key to my guitar case. Wait, so this keyring... It disappeared. Thought I'd put it in my jacket pocket. Prosecutor Gavin's keyring disappeared? I had to come to the concert by taxi. How embarrassing. In order to get my guitar out, I had to break the lock. Wait, this guitar wasn't the one that... The very one. Up in flames. And right on stage, too. I actually thought that was part of the show. Crazy. And to top it off, Mr. Latouse's life was taken. Nobody told me about days like these. Strange days indeed. You think? What's wrong, Trucy? Well, I'm just trying to make sense of everything. First, this heart-shaped keyring gets stolen. Then a very expensive guitar flares up on stage. Then Mr. Latouse dies. Yes, and? Could it all really just be a coincidence? Coincidence? Meaning... Darien, can you make any sense of all this? Hey, don't look at me. What do you think, Apollo? Huh? I mean, either Mr. Gavin's having a really bad day, or all this was planned. You aren't thinking what I think you're thinking. Are you, Fräulein? I am. What? What? Hey, don't leave me in the dark with Spike here. Name's Apollo, but yeah, I agree. Don't leave us in the dark. What are you talking about? Haven't you noticed a connection, Apollo? A curious connection between all of Mr. Gavin's troubles today? Well... I think I know. I think I know what it is. You know, something was bugging me, too. That keyring, and the guitar, and the body. Slow down there, Polly. You look a wee bit dizzy. He's bluffing. He hasn't figured it out. Fess up if you're a man. You're as clueless as I am. Huh? No. Give their forehead a chance. Let's see your evidence of the connection. Shall we? Evidence? Ugh, better think of something pronto. Come on. Let's see it. What's the connection between all of Mr. Gavin's troubles? It's the lyrics, right? When you stole away the keys, burning on into my heart fire, like a bullet of love, take my life away. It's all connected, Luigi. Take that! It's this, isn't it? Lyric sheet, a guitar serenade. What's that got to do with anything? Has everything to do with everything. Though I wouldn't have believed it if the Fräulein hadn't pointed it out. What are you talking about, man? Enough with the riddles! Maybe it is a coincidence, or perhaps it means something. Don't you think, Fräulein? I do. Everything that's happened to Mr. Gavin today is predicted in the lyrics to this song. What? No way. Song's prediction. Look, just think about everything that's happened to Mr. Gavin. Let's list them in the order that they occurred. While reading this lyric sheet, first the keyring was stolen. And not just any keyring, a heart-shaped keyring. That's right here. When you stole away the keys my heart held on to so tight. This is a heart holding keys. And next his guitar burst into flame. Burning onto my heart, fire, burned my love away. And then Mr. Latouse was killed. Like a bullet of love, fire, take my life away. But that's crazy. Yeah, no kidding. So everything that happened today here, this song predicted it all? Or perhaps it was the other way around. Huh? Criminal could have based their crime on the lyrics. But who would go through all that trouble? Someone who moves in mysterious ways, no doubt. I believe you stumbled onto something quite vital, and quite annoying, Fräulein. Eto! She looks pleased. The lyrics predicting the crime. Clavier? Seems a bit more than just a coincidence to me. I have to agree. Keyring, the guitar, and the murder, we're going in circles here. The keyring might have been dropped by accident. Yet the victim was holding it. Hard to think that it was unconnected. That's true. Prosecutor Gavin's as calm and collected as ever. So the criminal matched their actions to the lyrics. Yes, we've said that like 6 times now. That sounds likely. Why would anyone do that? While we think about it, I'm going to get cracking on the biggest crime here. I'm going to talk to the Burgundian embassy about this Mr. Latouche. Ah, right. Thanks, Darien. I'll leave the pondering of mysteries to you. I'm out of here. Foreign national, Mr. Latouche was killed. Seems like that would have been the point of all this. But they did more than that. This was not only a murder, but a mystery. Mr. Gavin sure is irritable today. Maybe this is the real Prosecutor Gavin we don't get to see in the courtroom. Had enough, frankly. If you find any more mysteries, do me a favor and keep them to yourselves, ja? Ja. Guess this is all we're going to get from Prosecutor Gavin. That leaves Lemuroir to question. Prosecutor Gavin, do you know where La Mirror is now? I had her go to my dressing room. With that pianist, Macaw, of course. She seemed rather shocked by Mr. Latouche's sudden passing. Gaviner's dressing room. Got it. Him again! White man jump scare. Who's there? Here he goes again. Who is that guy? Huh? Trucy? You know, he did look sort of familiar. So he is a friend of yours. No, that's not it. Sorry, I don't remember. Curiouser and curiouser. Alright, can I... Fuck. Nope, still can't pick that up. Ah, La Mirror. What? What has happened? I heard that Mr. Latouche has died. La Mirror, you speak? I mean, you speak English. Ah, yes. I was invited here from the Republic of Borginia, but I am not Borginian by birth. But wasn't Mr. Latouche your interpreter? Ah, that, yes, well, it was Mr. Latouche's idea. He thought it would add to the mystery, you see. Then your pianist is also... No, Machi Tobai is Borginian. He does not speak English. Now please tell me, what has happened to Mr. Latouche? Why did he... Actually, Mr. Latouche was... Trucy? Huh? Remember what Prosecutor Gavin said, not a word. But Mr. Latouche is La Mirror's manager. That's not fair to her. I mean, isn't she a related party? Precisely who Prosecutor Gavin doesn't want to alert, I'd suspect. All we have been told is to wait here in this room. It is very unsettling. I'm sorry, we're trying to figure it out ourselves. Do you think I could ask you some questions? Of course, I am always willing to help. She's as calm as she looked on stage. Can't put my finger on why, but I like this La Mirror. What is it, Machi? What? But you'd be alone. What seems to be the problem? Machi, he is not good around strangers. He wishes to go out for a breath of fresh air. Would that be alright? Sure, of course. Very well. What is it you wish to ask me about? Really nice music here. She has such a good theme. Would you mind taking a look at this, La Mirror? I'm sorry, I'm not sure what to say. I wish I could help you. Don't worry about it. Certainly one of the most pleasant refusals I've had. That reminds me, does this brooch look familiar to you? My brooch? Yes. Well, it may be mine. Yours, La Mirror? I was wearing a brooch earlier, you see. I must have lost it. Well, that explains the brooch we found. It was La Mirror's. Thank you. I was wondering where I had dropped it. So this brooch belongs to her. That begs the question. Something wrong, Apollo? What was this brooch doing at the crime scene? La Mirror. Republic of Borginia. That's in Northern Europe, right? I've never even heard of it. I started out singing in a restaurant. Then a producer called me. Before I knew it, here I am. You don't say. You know, my daddy plays piano in a restaurant. Producers tend to look for talent, Trucy. La Mirror, you're not from Borginia originally? Were you born here? Well, is that supposed to be a secret? Image is everything when you're a star. I know a bit about that, of course. Yes, it is something like this. A contract, you might say. I'm also not to speak anything but Borginian in public. Image is important, I guess. She's not all image, though. Her songs are lovely. A real landscape painter in sound. A painter in what? She travels the world, turning the sights she sees into music. That's the secret to your music's beauty, right? You're very perceptive. Oh, I use your songs all the time in my stage act. I don't have to pay royalties for that, do I? Stop while you're ahead, Trucy. DMC... How do you say DMCA in Burgundian? This landscape painter and sound, too, is an image. Yet without it, my songs would not be so widely heard. They even call you the Siren of the Ballad, right? Yes, in Burgundian, La Miror means the Siren. I fear that perhaps already I am not the Siren I once was. Your pianist, Machi, was it? He's so cute. He's like a porcelain doll. He's very, European. Oh, do you have to go to the bathroom? Because he's a peon? I met him while singing in the restaurants in Borginia. He's an orphan, yet his playing is exquisite. Soon he came to live with me. It's like a fairy tale, almost. Noticed he hardly leaves your side. Yes, well, he is blind. At first I hesitated at dragging him across the world. He doesn't speak English either, does he? He had never left Borginia before we met. I made his presence part of my contract. Machi and I together are La Miror, always together. Mr. Letouce was my new manager. New? Yes, from 3 months ago, around when I received Mr. Gavin's invitation to come here. I met Mr. Letouce at my office. He was to be my manager and bodyguard, and as it turned out, my interpreter. Interpreter? Even though you speak English? Yes, but we were to visit more places than just here. We had a concert in Japan scheduled just after this one. Though I fear that may have to be cancelled now. I wonder what she says in the Japanese version. We had a concert planned for Germany, because that's like the only other country that exists in Ace Attorney. Japan, Germany, pseudo-America, and then fake countries like Burgundy and Kurain. Was Mr. Letouce from the Republic of Burgundia too? Well, he was only with me for 3 months. I'm afraid there is much I do not know about him. And now I shall never know. No one will even tell me why he has died. I'm sorry. Prosecutor Gavin said we weren't able to talk to anyone about it. Mr. Letouce was a talented man. The Siren of the Ballad. That phrase was his idea, you know? I'm happy for him that has become so well known. The Siren. That's what he meant. Huh? Apollo? You are the Siren, right, La Miror? That is the meaning of my name in Burgundian, yes. It was that name my producer gave me. But why do you ask? It's very important. I had to know for sure if the Siren was you. The baby is you. The baby is too. What do you mean important? I'll tell you. You deserve to know. Sorry, 1 second here. I'm just flipping. Siren. It turns out that's a very important word in this case. How? When we found Mr. Letouce, he was still alive. What? I heard him say something. His last words. I mean, I'd say we just heard this, but that was like an hour ago now. Good hydration break point. And I just got tea on my desk. Great. He said siren. Really? I was the only one there to hear it, but I'm sure that's what he said. Mr. Letouce said that? Ask the witness. And you're the siren, La Miror. Did you see what happened? La Miror. Might I ask, are you with the police? Well, no, I'm a defense attorney. An attorney. Yet there have been no arrests, yes? Is that a problem? Does an attorney not work for a client? If you have no client, you should leave the investigation to the police, I think. But La Miror, I am sorry, but I cannot answer your questions. I'm afraid you lack the authority to ask them. Why? If she witnessed the crime, why won't she tell us? I believe we are through here. I believe so. Dang, shot down. July 8th, 12:22 a.m. Wow, it's been 3 hours since the murder. Backstage hallway. Whoa, who's there now? Ah, it's you. Where were you? Ah, Emma. Is something wrong? She looks grumpier than usual. You bet something's wrong. The impossible's happened. Ah, it's all your fault, you know. Oops, maybe this is about us leaving the crime scene. What do you mean by impossible? Well, it's gone. Utterly gone. What's gone? The body, stupid! What else? Eh? Mr. Latusa's body has disappeared. What? July 8th, Lamiror's dressing room. Prosecutor Gavin. From your vacant stare, I gather you've heard the news. I heard Mr. Latusa's body has gone missing. Look for yourself. Quite the pickle. Quite the pickle. How can you just stand there? We have to start the There's no need for alarm, Fräulein Detective. All entrances and exits have been sealed. Body will not leave the building. So I suggest we go find ourselves a cadaver. There'll be plenty of time to ponder the whys later. Well, you seem pretty sure of yourself, Mr. Gavin. We'll find him. I'm rather enjoying this. How can Mr. Latusa's body just disappear? Well, you heard the man. Let's get searching. Hey, I don't know if it's exactly the right time, but... Yes, Darian? See, Geeter's gone missing. He was in the dressing room. Geeter? Who's Geeter? That's what I call my guitar. You like, man? Your guitar was stolen? This hasn't been a good day for guitars or Geeters. Okay, body first, then guitar. And if someone finds that guitar, please bring it to our dressing room. Geeter's like a missing person, not a lost and found, man. Well, this sure is a... What did he call it? A sausage? No, wait, it was a pickle. And it's your pickle. I told you to stay in the room. Sorry, not much else I could say. It's alright. Top priority now is finding that body. You can make it up to me later. 10 bags or so of chocolate snack goo should do the trick nicely. Should watch your sugar intake, Emma. Oh, she has a unique thing there. Emma, could you take a look at this? Just hold it right there. This is no time to be waving a bag of snack goos in my face. It's not a bag of snack goos. Look, what's important here is Mr. Latusa's body's missing. And we've got to find it. She would be more convincing if she wasn't standing around eating her precious snack goos. 10 bags of snack goos would fix me. 10 bags of snack goos would fix anyone, I think. High-calorie snack goos. Hey, Zijingmong, how you doing? How are yous tonight? July 8th, 12:57 a.m. In the wings. Something seem different to you, Apollo? Something is definitely different here. Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Check it out. I'm not sure that's all that important right now. Let's check out that thing in the middle of the stage. You're okay? Here's hoping you're good. I'm doing well. As well as I can be. Which is better than nothing. That stage there must have been lowered before. That's the tower that Lamiror and Prosecutor Gavin were singing on. Someone must have raised it. I don't see a way to control it from here. Apollo, what about the ladder there up against the wall? We could use that to take a look up top. Maybe we should go get Emma. What are you talking about? We have to see this sort of thing for ourselves. I'm not so good with heights. Background art in this game looks weird. Well, it's a DS game, like, blown up to 1080p, so it might be a little wonky looking. I don't think it's AI upscaled, though. I think this was just, like, up-resed. Or just blown up. Like, it might be the same quality, just, it has that weird upscaled quality, yeah. It's better in the other two games in this collection, because this is the only 2D one. The other two games in this collection are 3D, so the settings are all modeled instead. Ugh. Why does it feel like my voice is straining when I say that word, modeled? Modeled. Looks like it was rushed. Perspective angles aren't agreeing with each other. I guess, I mean, again, this is art from a 2007 game, so this was made a long time ago. Finishing my tea here. I also have a large thing of water, so should be good. Stop whining and start climbing. Urgh. Has a transitional anime quality. I can see that. Didn't look that high from below, really. But when we got to the top, I felt every one of those 15 feet down. Of course, I wasn't thinking about the height anymore. Not after what we found up there. Ah! We found two things we were looking for, and one thing we never expected to find. The body, guitar in hand, and the pianist, Machi Tobai. They're just taking a nap. It's fine. Oh, it's not even a to be continued. We're just moving to the next half. July 8th, 10:09 a.m. Write anything, agency. Wow, that concert last night sure went south in a hurry. No kidding. Why did they arrest Machi? Why? Don't look at me like it's my fault. Machi Tobai, the blind pianist. Arrested on suspicion of murdering Romain Letousse. Can't believe such a cute boy could do something so horrible. Guess they had some kind of proof. What proof could they possibly prove? Morning. Prosecutor Gavin? What a night, eh? I apologize for being so upset. Mr. Gavin, do you know what's going on? Why did they arrest Machi? Why? Don't look at him like he's at fault, is it either? Hover fork, yeah. It's plastic spaghetti. It was tough for me, too. We performed together that night after all, yet... Powers that be say that, given the circumstances, could have only had been him. What do you mean by the circumstances? Amuro was being invited from beginning as an ambassador of goodwill. It's vital that this case be wrapped up swiftly. That's all the powers that be want, really. Well, those are circumstances, alright. But what makes Machi the only possible suspect? Yeah, forehead. You seem to have forgotten that you're talking to the prosecution. The enemy. Alright. I think I like this side of Prosecutor Gavin better, honestly. I'm not at liberty to discuss the particulars of the case. Especially not to the defense attorney. What? Did you just say me? The defense attorney? That's what I came to tell you. He's down at the detention center. He wants to request your services. He? You mean Machi? Machi wants me? This is what we've been waiting for, Apollo. Let's get going. Right. Good luck. I'm off to question La Mirror. Right. Later. Hope I'm up to this. July 8th, Detention Center. Visitor's Room. Oh, I just don't get it. I refuse to believe a cute little kid could do something so terrible. You said that already. Machi, everything's going to be okay. We're here for you. Hi. Maybe you could tell us about last night? Huh? That was when I realized how tough it must be. A little kid like this, in a country so far from everything he's ever known. Maybe La Mirror can help. But didn't Prosecutor Gavin say she was with him? Oh my god, this was 2 seconds ago. Well, what are we going to do? That's, a good question. Can't think of anything we could do but go with this. and hope for the best of the trial tomorrow. Wait, is that actually how this day ends? Like, we don't do any more investigating? We just go see Machi and then they fuck off for the day? Yeah! Wow. That's actually very interesting. You do all the investigation the day before the investigation day. And then we just skip to tomorrow. Let's do it. We could probably finish the next chapter before I stop. July 9th, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom number 3. Court is now in session for... how do I say that? Machi Tobai, Your Honor. The Pixie of the Arpeggio. Right, his trial. Court is in session. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution's A-okay, Judge? Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. My opening statement, ja? No, actually, there was something else I wanted to ask you about. Yes? Say you're going to visit someone in the hospital with an incurable disease. What do you say to them? I mean, you wouldn't say, get well soon, right? You'd only be kicking them when they're down. What are you talking about? Actually, I'm going to visit someone who's terminally ill. Right after this trial, the Chief Justice's son. Chief Justice? His son is afflicted with the most terrible disease. He doesn't have long, it seems. So I thought I'd go pay him a visit. This is kind of dour. I'm not saying something moving might be the order of the day. Why don't grown-ups ever just say what's on their mind instead of pretending? She's looking at me with something like disgust. Hey, what are you looking like that at me for? In any case, I'm a bit busy today, so let's wrap this up quickly. Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement, briefly. You're in luck here, Judge. I believe you'll be going on your hospital visit sooner than you think. First to review the victim in this case. Romain Latouche, age 35. Global manager for Diva Songstress La Mirror. Cause of death, blood loss due to being shot by a large caliber revolver. Caliber? Report has all the details. Court accepts this into evidence. Death due to loss of blood from a gunshot wound. Estimated time of death, 9 to 9:30. 45 caliber, that's quite large, isn't it? Direct hit from that could knock a man off his feet. However, the bullet struck him in the shoulder. Damage to the body was slight. Death was not immediate. Sadly, his blood loss was such that he could not be saved. I suppose the victim's condition could have been much worse, considering... Victim shot in the shoulder in Lamiror's room. 2 shots were fired. One shot missed, the other penetrated and passed through the victim's shoulder. Both bullets were found in the wall in the crime scene. Observe the diagram. Man, and Apollo and Emma were standing right outside. If that bullet had pierced the wall completely, one of them would have been dead. Or both of them would have been dead. This is where the bullets hit, ja? I see. The court accepts this into evidence. Crime scene where Lamiror's dressing room. Was Lamiror's dressing room. If we're talking about a 45 caliber revolver, we must assume that the killer was adept at the weapon's use. Really? Yeah, apparently weapons the size of a powerful kickback. If, say, the judge tried to fire one, it'd break every bone in his body. The defense will take more care in choosing examples. As I was saying, the victim was shot backstage in the dressing room. This is where my parents died, Raphael. Bummer, dude. This dressing room has only one entrance. This door. That does seem to be the case, yes. However, there were witnesses who heard the gunshots. He's talking about you and Emma, huh? Yet when the witnesses entered the room, it was empty, save for the victim's body, of course. But that's impossible. Extendo arm, go! Exactly. This murder was impossible. For all but one person. One person? That is, of course, the defendant, Machi Tobai. Only this defendant could have committed the crime. But how? It's quite simple. Circumstances of the crime scene make it clear. Very well, I assume you have testimony to back up this claim. Please show the witness to the stand. Hello. It's Emma's Kai. Pointedly, there's a 45 revolver with a lower power load and no slide action. Has significantly less kick than other 45s. 45 revolver, yeah. Still, we're talking about this being shot by this 14-year-old boy. If he did that, his arm would absolutely be fucked up, like, really badly. And if he was holding it with both hands, then his chest would be hurt. Just his chest would be damaged, because that thing would have shot right back into his chest. Your name and profession, please. Emma Sky. I'm a detective for the police department. I was on security detail at the concert for him that night. Emma seems tired somehow. Security at the concert, you say? Some security I was. Couldn't even stop a murder. Now, don't blame yourself. Things like this happen. I've made even bigger mistakes in my career, you know. I'm sure that makes her feel much better. I want to hear about these bigger mistakes. In any case, because you were on security detail, the crime was quickly discovered, and we were able to identify the killer. You may give the court your testimony, if you would. Describe the circumstances of that day, and your discovery of the crime, please. Isn't he a career dancer and musician? Doesn't he do handstands and lug instruments for hours at a time? He's a pianist, and also he's blind. Alright. I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibility that he shot the guy. Murderous circumstances. The night of the murder, I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. At the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. I went into the room filled with blaring rock music and found the body. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it. Now, it's alright to speculate. I mean, that's part of the fun of the game. For the record, I've played all the Ace Attorney games, so, you know, like, this is no mystery to me. I know exactly who shot the guy. And that's why I have to take good care, like, not to, like, when people ask questions about the, like, the suspects and the witnesses, I have to be very vague about my responses, because I don't want to accidentally say, like, oh, this dude, like, look, he's got a wound on his foot. I wonder if that means anything like that. Why would I say that? That would ruin it for everyone watching. Blame the Doritos. Yeah, pale skin, piano playing rock musician. I'm guessing he's modeled after Edgar Winter. I kind of saw like young Bowie and kind of like the hair and the face. But yeah, I mean, it's possible. I'm sure there are multiple inspirations taken. See, when you say... He's got Power Wing here, yeah. See, when you say blame the Dorito, I think of Clavier because he's orange. And it's clearly a spray tan, but... It was a spray tan when he was on stage the night before. That was orange. I keep forgetting, too. I actually have a keychain of Apollo and Clavier that someone made back at SVA. Is that a Clavier, actually? Wow. Person drew Clavier very weird. They drew him like a JoJo character. I'll show that off at some point. Gaviners is the best name ever. Yeah, I mean, when you name your band after yourself, you can't really go wrong. The Macaw Tones, that's gonna be my band. It was lucky that a detective was first on the scene. That door was the only way out of the room, right? Yeah, pretty much. Then I don't get it. How can they say that Machi did it? Looks like we need a bit more information. Very well, the defense may begin the cross-examination. Wait, is that icon always just there now? I guess it is. I can't remember how, because it's a different setup than the original game. I guess it is always going to be there. Emma wouldn't have a nervous tick here.
Hold it!
The night of the murder was the night of the concert, yes? That's right. What was a detective doing on security detail, might I ask, Apollo, if it was only a concert? My thoughts exactly, but orders are orders, even when they come from rock gods. Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, allow me to explain. I smelled something that day, you might say. The stench of conspiracy. That day at the concert hall. Conspiracy? Wasn't that obvious? My keys. The whole morning, no, the whole day was ruined. Also, extendo arm. It's all because someone stole my keys. Couldn't ride my hog to the show, couldn't open my guitar case. There he goes again. Isn't it possible he simply misplaced them? Misplaced them? Misplaced items don't just wander into a murder victim's hands on their own. What's this? Prosecutor Gavin, if your keys were in the victim's hand, that makes you a prime suspect. Again, that wall's really far behind him. How is he pounding it with his fist? When he gets angry. Love, slow acting and new. Atroquinine is waiting for you. Remember that word. That word is important. He's singing something. Does everything with this guy have to be so over the top? Killing happened in the middle of my concert. I was like a sailor, adrift in a sea of sound. Anyway, I didn't want anything else stolen, so I put the detective with the most time on their hands on the task. I see. I can accept that. Well, I can't. What do you mean, time on their hands? Please, the testimony. Really grilling Emma here. We were let in, though. I didn't know about that. I certainly didn't invite you. I gave the Fräulein special permission to be there. I wanted to see her again. Oh boy, did you hear that? We're officially involved now. Gee, great. Some other hangers-on tried to get backstage, but I drove them off. So no other outsiders were there then. Why didn't they hire a bouncer? Why make a detective at the police department do this? And then... I believe we were having a chat when we heard the shots. You were the one chatting. I was eating snackoos. Ah, hey, no snacking in the court! And you're sure the shots came from La Miro's room? Yes, absolutely. Hey, I'm the one being cross-examined here. Here, this'll keep you quiet. Ah, thanks. So, how about it, Emma? We were right there. Hard to be mistaken about that. Please either talk or eat, not both at the same time. Ooh. Right, so after that, me and Mr. Lawyer there opened the dressing room door. Rock? Blaring, yes. When you say rock, are you referring perhaps to this rock and roll music that's so popular these days? The fact that the judge is saying this, it's 2026 in this game, and the judge somehow does not know what rock and roll is. Even if he's like 60 or 70 at this point, he would have been alive in the 60s. That's right. When we went into the dressing room, music was blaring over the speaker on the wall. Did it have to be so loud? You don't listen to the Gaviners with your ears. You feel it with your entire body and soul. In 2007, the kids don't know what rock and roll is. You mean the stuff on Dad's radio? I feel old. I feel old, and I was only born in 1987, so... I always have the backstage monitors at full volume. When we walked in the room, the band was playing Guilty Love, I believe, making it easy to determine the time of the crime. If you could hear that music playing, then everyone on stage for that song has an alibi, including myself. Anyway, I closed off the scene and started my investigation. How could you know something like that? As I said, it was clear from the circumstances. Listen, we know there was only one exit from that room, the door. The small window only opened a tiny crack, and I was standing in front of that door. So how could the killer have fled the scene? There's only one possibility. The air vent. They vented! Shit. Shit. Where is it? Huh. But that air vent was too small. Who could possibly... Exactly. There's certainly no way you could get through, nor me. The only one who could fit through was a child. A child? Remember, access to those rooms was limited. Only those involved with the concert were allowed. And of all the people involved with the concert, only one is small enough to be considered a child. The defendant. The pixie of the arpeggio flitted up toward the sky and disappeared from the scene of the crime, ja? Objection! But that's just conjecture! Oh, there was no other way out of that room. You were there. You should know, Air Forehead. And there is another vital piece of evidence. Evidence? What? Marks were found on the air vent grill. Traces of that it had been opened recently. Wait, what? And something else was found, quite clearly. The defendant, Machi Tobai's fingerprints. What? What? Order, order, order! Extendo arm. That air vent was the only way out of that room. The defendant's fingerprints were found on the grill. Well, Air Forehead? It's one of those courts without discovery or evidence, I see. They try. What fairy tale does it suggest to you? Only one could pass through that vent, that doorway to heaven. And that one is our pixie. Why are you looking at me, Apollo? Hey, I was out whooping it up in the audience. So this was his decisive evidence. Oof, stumbled right over that one. So this was his decisive evidence. I mean, the short answer is that Emma's complicit since she's the alibi, yeah. But also Apollo was there. He did see everything that happened. So he kind of has the most powerful evidence. His own two eyes. Romain Latouche, age 35, male. Time of death, July 7th, between 9 and 9:30. Blood loss due to a 45 caliber bullet wound. Time elapsed between shooting and death is currently under review. You know that's going to be important. If something's under review, that's going to get clarified later. Quite decisive indeed. I believe that's enough of that. Prosecution has a rather convincing case. The only way in and out of the crime scene was watched, making the defendant the only one who could possibly have left the scene. Simple and decisive. I believe we've heard enough to determine our verdict. Even if I wasn't in a hurry to make a hospital visit. I'm sure the Chief Justice will appreciate the gesture. Excuse me. I'm not calling you a jester, Your Honor. He died of blood loss. That means he could have been shot elsewhere and put in the room to bleed out. I mean, he was still alive when Apollo found him. At the very beginning of the case, his eyes were open, and he told Apollo his dying words. The witness is the siren. Which, probably means La Mirror, but she refused to answer. Shot during the performance. He died after leaving me his last words. Arrested on suspicion of having shot Mr. Latouche, blind pianist. Detective Accepts with Forensics, in charge of the initial investigation. Darian Crescent, guitarist for the Governors. His day job is as a detective in Criminal Affairs Division 3. Phoenix has not shown up at all in this case yet. He's just there. His face is just there. Why not just say who his killer was? If he was shot to the back, it's possible he may not have seen him. So, who knows? I'm sure the Chief Justice will appreciate the gesture. Unfortunately, we have no direct witnesses. Fortunately, the criminal left decisive evidence for us. That will have to be enough. It can't be over already. Considering he was shot at point blank with a 45 caliber revolver in the shoulder, I would have to say that he probably fell face first down on the ground from the shock, from the force of being shot. And he probably was just in too much pain to see who the killer was as they made their escape. Somehow. Through the air vent, I guess. It can't be over already. Very well, I believe this trial is finished. The defense has no contradicting evidence. Prosecution has presented our proof, clear and plain. If you have contradicting evidence, it better be clear and plain. Apollo, they've got us on the ropes already. We better come up with something and quick. I know. Think, what could get us out of this? We need evidence or a witness that could prove Machi is innocent beyond a doubt. Doubt that. Mr. Justice, do you have a contradicting proof that can overturn the prosecution's case? If you do, you'd better tell us about it now. This is it. It's so soon. If I mess this one up, it's all over. Court wants contradicting proof? Call a witness. Because we know La Mirror is a witness. She's just denying it for some reason. Prosecutor Gavin, you claim there were no witnesses to this crime. Are you absolutely sure? Absolutely. I'd swear it on my career as a prosecutor. And on my million-seller hit song, Atroquinine, My Love. So the kid has enough body strength for a pull-up, but somehow firing a revolver is beyond him. I mean, I'm not saying that... It's the logic I'm presenting here, and again, the game has not gone on to this. The logic I'm presenting why I don't think he did it is because if he had shot the revolver, he would likely have been hurt. That's what I'm positing. The game has not said that straight up. That's just the assumption I'm drawing based on the weapon and the person who shot him. Or the person we believe shot him. Powder burns on the hands, certainly. Yeah, they didn't check for that. Blind kid entered through the vent. Well, I think the blind kid was in the room already. Because that was the La Miroir's dressing room. Wait, where's La Miroir during that, then? Where was she? Okay, you know what? We'll figure this out. Atroquinine is a fictional poison from one of the other Ace Attorney games. Yep. Well, I think it originated from this one. It originated from Apollo Justice. It comes up in some of the other games, I believe. I don't think it's in the original trilogy at all. There he goes again. That's too bad, because there was a witness. Oh, really now? But how did you come to possess knowledge the prosecution clearly does not? Because I'm the one the only one in the world who knows this. Okay, drink break while this is recapping everything. What? The victim said this before he died. Perhaps he did, and perhaps he did not. What do you mean by that? All we know is what Air 4 says he said. It's no testimony, especially since it comes from the defense attorney himself. Yeah, but he witnessed the crime. He could be considered a... whatever, I don't know. But it's the truth. He said it. I even told you about it. But apparently you ignored me completely. It's my policy to fully investigate everything I deem relevant. Clearly this rookie lawyer thinks he could tell me how to do my job. That's enough. Mr. Justice, we need clear contradictory proof from you. This witness of yours, unknown to the prosecution. I hope you're right. Failure carries a stiff penalty. Perhaps a stiffer penalty than usual is called for? Urk, there's no backing out now. Also, World doesn't appear to have conflict of interest. Nope, it does not. Let's hear the name of your witness, Mr. Justice. La Miroir. Recall Mr. Latouse's last words. Alleged last words. Oh god, we gotta see this again! The siren. Oh, he meant the siren! That's right, the siren of the ballad. La Miroir. La Miroir was only on stage for the second set. And she had access to the backstage area. She could have been a witness. I see. Well, Prosecutor Gavin, my claim still stands. There were no witnesses to this crime. I think a fan game actually brought this issue up. Yeah. Very well. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth then, shall we? We will now take a break from Detective Emma Sky's cross-examination. Please show La Miroir to the witness stand. La Miroir would say nothing the night of the murder. Not today, though. Today we'll drag that story out of her, no matter what it is. It is my distinct honor to welcome the siren of the ballad to our courtroom. You are too kind. Ah, you could speak English. Yes, I can. Though I am not very good. There is much I do not know. You speak so well. Have you spent time here before? Actually, I do not know how I came to be I came by my knowledge of your language, nor where I studied it. Huh? What does she mean she doesn't know? I too thought to call her as a witness, but I did not. I had a reason, of course. What's that? La Miroir suffers from amnesia. Amnesia? La Miroir is not my true name. Yet I remember nothing of the time before I was given it. Nothing of the time before I started singing on stage. Whoa, she's even more mysterious than I thought. As a lauded singer La Miroir, she lives a good life. There are little difficulties for her thanks to her success. Yet I did not wish to subject her to unnecessary stress. I see. I care surprisingly little about people's pasts. You have nothing to fear in this court, La Miroir. I killed a man. Oh, fuck. Thank you. Yet there is something I do not understand. I am being called as a witness? What might I say? No one will tell me anything of what happened. Lamiror, let me be frank. I did not want to ask you up here to testify. Yet that young gentleman with the wide forehead over there was adamant that you stand. Oh my. Congratulations, Apollo, you're the bad guy. So we don't know her legal identity, but we still sign her to concert venues and recording contracts. Yep. That's how they do it up in Northern Europe, apparently. Well, now that you're here, please give us your testimony. If nothing else, the sound of your voice is very welcome. Tell us what you saw the night of the crime. I thought she hid this from the court, like the speaking English thing. Guess not. I guess Gavin would already know as well, so... What I saw. As for what I saw nothing. That night, I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room, and told to wait there. That was where I learned that something bad had happened, but I wasn't told the details. I think I just remembered something about her. Yeah, I think I remembered something important about her, actually. I must say, you sound wonderful just testifying. Hope he was too distracted to hear what she was actually saying. There you have it, she saw nothing that night. Now I can only pray that the defense has the sense to admit defeat. And refrain from detaining her here longer than need be. Wow, you just got badder, Apollo. Way to go. Very well, Mr. Justice. Keep it short and sweet. Lamiror wouldn't talk to me the night of the crime. She must know something, and I've got to find out what. Everything in this game is so silly. Oh, you haven't seen Apollo's silly power yet. That's coming up very soon. But not yet. It's not glowing yet. But you must have seen something. Mr. Latouche named you. Mr. Latouche. How can I tell you what I don't know? Lamiror, he said you were a witness to his dying words. With his dying words, excuse me. I do not know what he meant to say, but that night... It was a great concert. You heard me sing. Thank you. I was hoping to get an autograph later, actually. You have one! The lyric sheet is autographed by her and Gavin. Of course. Mr. Justice, this is a cross-examination. You're out of line. If anyone here deserves an autograph, it's me. One of my Gavin would be nice. Yeah, Judge. What's this? It's my autograph. Now keep this trial moving. What? Oh, my grandchild will be so happy! And his grandson's a big fan. Let's continue, shall we? If you would, Lamiror. Tell us what you did after your stellar performance. I returned backstage after the second set. You not returned backstage once? Where were you then? What were you doing? I was cleaning up on stage. There are many things I must do for a performance other than simply sing. Was Machi with you at the time? Unfortunately, I do not know where he was. So much for an alibi for Machi. With Machi, correct? How was he then? He seemed as he always does, though I believe he was shocked by the news of Mr. Latouche's death. Yet he is not the type to show much emotion. Yes, he's given the police no end of headaches. He answers most questions with silence, and those glinting frames speak nothing. Questioning hasn't gotten very far. We sat there waiting. How was the incident explained to you? I was told nothing in detail, only that Mr. Latouche has died. Of course, investigations require some security. But Mr. Latouche was my manager. I wanted to know more. I should have been told. Both Machi and I were beside ourselves with concern. Allow me to apologize, but please understand. Keeping you in the dark was as painful for me as it was for you. Yes, I understand. Think, what doesn't ring true about her testimony? It's hard to imagine Lamiror lying. She might not be lying, but she's hiding something. What wouldn't she tell me about the night of the murder? That doesn't make sense, though, because so was she on stage during the third set? When we found the body? It's because she dropped the brooch after her performance. If I'm not mistaken, even though we don't have a photo of it, so we can't really check. But objection! Yep, that was it. I'm sorry, La Mirror, but I'm having trouble believing you. You remember this brooch, do you not? Why, that's La Mirror's. She was wearing it for her song. Care to add that to the testimony, Prosecutor Gavin? What? This brooch was found after the murder took place. At the very scene of the crime. What? La Mirror, how did your brooch get backstage if you did not go there yourself? And as Prosecutor Gavin has just told us, you had been wearing it during your performance that night. What is the meaning of this? La Mirror, please explain. La Mirror? She says English is quite difficult. That trick's not going to work here. Your forehead may be large, but you are a lawyer, truly. But you have missed one important fact. What now? In fact, at the time of the incident, I went backstage, but only for a moment. What? Think back to the moment of the crime. You know where I speak. Is she really saying all that? What's she talking about, Apollo? Right when the incident occurred. Ah! Is she talking about that? Oh, right, the door slam we heard. Don't they have legit and certified translators for this thing? I mean, I assume they would, but considering that she's speaking English... she was speaking English up till now. I guess they figure they don't need it. Also, you know, apparently Gavin can just speak Borginian. Remember the last time we saw Borginian in the first Edgeworth game? That annoying, loud, yellow-haired guy that cared about money and time. Oh my god, are we really watching this holding again? I can take another sip then. How did Emma not see La Mirror, though, if she came backstage at that moment? Ace Attorney sees have notorious localizations where everything is clear Japan, but they say Los Angeles. Well, the problem is that, like, nowadays, and you could tell this is because you could tell of this because of how the great Ace Attorney games were translated. The localizers of Ace Attorney kind of regret doing that. You can tell that they probably would have kept it in Japan if they knew the series was going to be that popular. And even so, they barely ever mention like actual America in the game. It's just that in the extra case of the first game, they mention that what's his name, Neil Marshall is a cowboy from the West, and when it goes the West, they're like West LA. And from that point on, the setting was cemented in English as Japanifornia. And apparently the Capcom localizers just like rolled with it, and they were okay with it. But I also think that they kind of regret doing that, because then the great Ace Attorney games came out, and it's like, oh well, we're just gonna have to keep it in Japan for real. we can't change that. Yeehaw, yeah. Why am I even putting logic in this? Yeah, I don't know. There's other weird choices. What's the game that's in 3D where they go to not India? The guy talks like a US 60s hippie. Oh, that's the 6th game. That game is excellent. The one where lawyers are executed. Yeah, that's the 6th game. Minor spoilers for the 6th game. There's lawyer execution in it. I'm not going to elaborate further. We'll get to that next year. Just a glance, mind you. So this was when your brooch dropped. That explains that. Wait. I looked into the room just a glance, okay. It does. There was no other time I could have dropped it. That's ridiculous. You only looked in for an instant, but you dropped your brooch? Extendo arm. Yeah, forehead. She has raised the possibility. The only thing that could counter that is evidence. What happened to his voice there? Like I said, weird choices. It was just them attempting to make the series more appealing to the English crowd, I guess. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that hippie guy in Japanese, he doesn't speak like a hippie, but he's kind of the same type of character, like very, all about peace, love, and understanding. So she looked in at the crime scene. Actually, I intended to go into the dressing room. I knew nothing of what had happened there, of course. But the moment I opened the door, I heard a horrible voice. Her forehead shouting, "Who's there?" no doubt. A horrible voice indeed. Ugh. I closed the door immediately. Well, that explains the brooch. Let's return to your testimony. That's too convenient. She's hiding something. Lamiror, you did look into the room, though, right? Yes. Testifies to what you saw. Very well. Though it was only the briefest of glimpses. When my performance was finished, I went backstage for just a moment. We can do the power now. What did you see in that brief glimpse? I'd only opened the door slightly when I heard that horrible voice. And shut the door. Always wondered, Air Forehead. Does that voice of yours lack a volume knob? It's my cords of steel, man. Just back off. Actually, I'm gonna record that clip. I saw nothing. The late Mr. Latusse's body was behind a wall. Hold it! A wall? Was there a wall there? Gratsotoy is what in English? A division, or partition, I believe. There was a large dressing room divided into two halves. And the murder took place in the inside half. Guess that partition might have hidden the body. Saw nothing. Late Mr. Latusse's body was behind a wall. Okay. Time to perceive the shit out of this woman. Throat's doing a thing. When she's saying the late Mr. Latusse's body. I actually didn't realize that was going to be the thing. I just happened to be there.
Gotcha!
The late Mr. Latusse's body, you say? Yes. You know something more about Mr. Latusse's death than you're saying. What? I could see you trying not to remember, but the effort you made to swallow... You can't fool my eyes. It is true. It was so terrible after all. Why did Mr. Latusse have to be shot? One moment, Lamiror. Yes? What was that you just said? Why did Mr. Latusse have to be shot? Yes? She was hiding something. I knew it. Lamiror, I'm afraid you haven't realized it, but... Your words just now contradict your testimony. Eh? How could that be? Take this. Lamiror contradicted her own testimony, and I have the evidence to prove it. No one's ordered to speak to outside... Okay. Is this it?
Take that!
Tell me, Lamiror. How did you know he had been shot? Like, wouldn't she have been told before she brought into this courtroom? It's so weird that, like, inside the courtroom, like, anything you've been told outside of it does not matter. Unless it's, like, extremely relevant. Well, Immediately following the incident, a gag order was placed on the scene. This is the document proving that. In your testimony, you told the court, no one told me anything about the incident. Furthermore, you testified that you had seen nothing. Yet you knew that Mr. Latouche had been shot. How could you have known? Oh! Lamure, you aren't hiding something from this court, I hope. That sweet song of hers was sounding a little too sweet. Ah, now I remember. Please, allow me to add to my testimony. Of course. All we want to know is the truth. She looks kind of pale, huh? She saw something, I know it. Even the victim said so. No, we're not gonna flash that. I saw bullet holes in the wall and I knew Mr. Lettuce had been shot. Only a glimpse that you knew there were bullet holes? Yes, I recognized them immediately. I have seen bullet holes before, you know. You have traveled the world as a singer. You must have sung in places far more dangerous than our country. I go wherever my voice is needed. Those places are many these days. That's really cool. Hope I get to travel like Lamure someday. Holy cow. Hey, Black and Yellow, thank you for the raid. Barking up my tree. Good evening, Raiders. I am Michael Macaw, variety streamer and PNG tuber, and tonight I am playing Apollo Justice Ace Attorney, Case 3. Raid, meowdy. Hey, yo. Hey, Phoenix Affinity. Oh, it's 3-2, not 4-2. There's only 3 cases in the 4-2 cases in this game. Thank you for the follow, Deathcution. Meowdy, Phoenix, and Bunny. Yeah. Professional voice actor? I'm a voice actor. Let's hear a handsome, manly voice. I mean, what, this isn't handsome and manly enough for you? Come on. I say this is pretty damn handsome. I'm mostly a big fucking nerd, to be honest. Ugh, Susie, I love you so much. Please be my player too. 4's Apollo Oh, 4. Well, then you were... Wait. Then you were still wrong, because this is 4-3. This isn't 4-2. Yeah, this is 4-3. It's okay. It's alright. It's all good. I forget my case number sometimes. Thank you for the follows, everyone. I'm Michael Macaw, variety PNG tuber and voice actor. You may know me. And tonight I'm playing Apollo Justice. Nice to see you. I'm actually Chris Birdley is Chris's man. Bird? Oh yeah, that's right. You were doing VRC again. It was great. Glad to hear it. I really should jump in VRC with you one of these days. I'm usually only there Friday, and when I am, I'm usually with a group. So someday I gotta make time to come in. I don't have a model. That's my big thing with VRC. I use other models. I use a Chocobo from Chocobo Mystery Dungeon most of the time. A nerd in tech and designs? Cool. Nice to meet you. Gonna make a model. Good luck with that. That's way different from doing 2D art, Karma, but I wish you luck with that. Let's sing the Chocobo song. Chocobo, Chocobo, Chocobo. I'm on a Chocobo. You're on a Chocobo. I remember getting sick of that because Yuffie sings that until you do the side quest for it. And I put it off for 2 streams. There's some good bases I suggest Koodalin. I do have access to a good base. I don't have any way of editing it myself. That's your job. Oh, you're a model maker. Nice. Cool. Anyway, I'm not usually human. I'm human during visual novels. Here's what I normally look like. Which this looks a lot smaller now that I look at it. Missed the mobile game of Final Fantasy. Which one? Oh, speaking of, I don't have a Chocobo, but I do have Moogle. Karma drew this one. Mobius. Oh, I've heard things about that. I played all of Final Barline, and I played the songs from Mobius Final Fantasy that are in that game. They're pretty good. Yes, you did. Karma drew most of my models. He drew the Ham. The human he drew. He also drew a Chow. This one's cute. Is there a Sonic game coming out soon? Sonic Racing, but I'm not going to get that at launch. I'm going to get the Switch 2 version at some point. Heartless, which I really want to do more Kingdom Hearts at some point. This is a really neat design. I like this one. Love Mobius Final Fantasy. You can play it anytime, whenever, as long as you got internet and a good phone. Nice. Wonder why they shut it down. That's just the nature of mobile phone games, unfortunately. Sonic Racing one is out. Sonic Racing, I think, comes out tomorrow, right? Multiplayer service maintenance is expensive. Sonic Racing comes out tomorrow, but the Switch 2 version does not come out until later this year. Like December, I think, is the rumor for the Switch 2 version. I'm only putting it off because I already have 3 other games I'm going to be playing before then. Objection, I'm a cutie. That's not an objection, that's just a fact of life. It's really cool. I hope I get to travel like La Mirror someday. I plan on recording my next album overseas. Their studios have a different sound, you know? Maybe I should go on a Chords of Steel tour, too. Am I still in this testimony? I saw bullet holes in the wall and I knew Mr. Latouche had been shot. How would you know that?
Objection!
That was right. I guessed. I got it right. So Michael is... Wait, that happened automatically. La Mirror. They call you the siren of the ballad, but lies are hardly becoming of such a creature. Do I have autoplay on? No, I didn't. A put-down worthy of our prosecutor, Mr. Justice. So Michael is a handsome and cute... Well, if you don't mind me getting it said that way, are you gay? Wow. Just throwing that out there, huh? I'm bisexual. Yeah, I'm bi. I'm bi, and I'm also not fully male, as far as I know. I am ambiguously gendered right now. But I lean mask, so I kind of just say demi-male, even if I don't think that's necessarily what I am. And thank you for the follow, by the way. Sassy bi-male, yeah, I'm a sassy bi-male disaster. It's like fluid. I don't know if I'd say I'm gender fluid. I don't know what I actually am. Burbsexual, yeah, exactly. Big sexual. Big head. Such put-downs are hardly becoming of you, Apollo. Stop polishing your forehead and start polishing your characters, yeah? Come on, can't I be cool for once? Observe the diagram. La Mirror, you looked in from the door for just a moment, correct? Yes, that is so. There were bullet holes in the room, yes? But they were in the wall behind the door. They were in the wall the door is on. Eh? You see, assuming you merely glanced into the room, you couldn't have seen those bullet holes. Yeah! La Mirror. Yes. I'm afraid the defense has raised a good point here. It appears you have been holding something back, haven't you? And I must tell you what it is that I saw. Yes, the happenings in this trial are being recorded, and I'm certain it will be on the news in Borginia. You understand your reputation is at stake. It falls to you to avoid tarnishing it. Personally speaking, I still believe that cross-examining her will yield us absolutely nothing. But she knew Mr. Latouche died, and he named her as a witness. You must have seen something, La Mirror. Very well. La Mirror, please continue your testimony. Very well, I shall. I see chat's going nuts. Karma's probably key smashing, right? Yep. Karma sus. Your reputation, anonymous amnesiac with no past. And also worldwide hit singer. What I Saw Too. If What I Saw is so good, why didn't they make a What I Saw Too? I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. But it wasn't Machi. It was a grown person. I know it was. So you did witness the crime. And the killer was a grown person, you say? Ah, this is my first time hearing this, I assure you. Nice play, Air Forehead. Very well, Mr. Justice. You may begin your cross-examination. Great going, Apollo. You were right about La Mirror. What's wrong? You don't look too happy. This whole thing smells fishy. That's what's wrong. What I Saw Too, Electric Boogaloo, Air 6 Head. Just solve the case, Forehead.
Hold it!
So you were heading towards the dressing room. Yes. So this is a little before she opened the dressing room door and dropped her brooch. About the same time Emma and I heard those shots. I was on my way back. Little window. What exactly is something like a little window? Yes, well, window is the best word I know in English. I think this is how it is said, yes? You need not worry, Lamure. Your choice of words is impeccable. There's a small window in the dressing room in question. Perhaps the defense remembers this detail? The whole thing where people brazenly lie and recant while being assholes. It smells fishy. Yep, exactly. A lot of honor system going on in this game. I would not be surprised if an Ace Attorney case had a short character use makeshift stilts and a coat to pull off a murder. I'm trying to think if that's actually happened, and no, I don't think so. That little window on the wall. I saw the crime from there. You're certain you heard 2 shots fired? Yes, quite certain. I was on my way to the backstage exit. This was when I heard a faint sound, like a gunshot. Wondering what it had been, I peered through the window. That is when I heard the second gunshot, much closer. And there were 2 bullet holes at the scene. No contradictions so far. It all happened on the other side of that window. There was nothing I could do. Whoops. But it wasn't Machi. It wasn't Machi who shot. Are you sure? Yes, quite certain. It amuses me that you would question her testimony. It is testimony in your favor. Isn't it my job to object? Yeah, Apollo, what were you thinking? Trucy, let's just listen to what Lamure has to say. Can you tell me how you were so sure? Yes, of course, you see. A grown person. That's a little vague. I'm sorry. My skill with your language is lacking, I know. Certainly you could at least see whether the shooter was male or female. It was a man. A young man. And you're sure of that? Yes, his voice was quite clear. Voice? That'd be funny. The only case of recollection where someone's height is accounted for is in 2-4 with Adrian. Maybe. Looking at this diagram, it seems the dressing room was quite cluttered. It does seem likely that you wouldn't have had a clear view of the shooter. As a singer, I rely more on my ears than my eyes. When I hear a voice, I do not forget it. That voice was the voice of a man. So you heard a voice, but wait. Couldn't it have been the victim, Mr. Latouche? Absolutely not. Did I not just say that I do not forget a voice? If it was Mr. Latouche who spoke, I would have known. Indeed. So you were at the window when you heard the shooter's voice, the voice of a young man. Apollo, this is a good testimony. That proves it wasn't Machi. Indeed. If this turns out to be true, it would cast this case in a considerably different light. What is the defense's opinion of this testimony? It's pretty good. I'm going to give it a 5. Well, I'd have to say it's pretty good. Vital, even. This shows that the shooter wasn't Machi. Surely you can't be serious, Air Forehead. Why not? Lamure, I understand why you would want to protect Machi. Yet remember that you are the siren of the ballad, and lies do not become such a creature. What does the prosecution mean? Apollo, what is he talking about? How come no one bats an eye when he says stuff like that? I recall the state of the crime scene quite well. State of the room. Yes, and when the murder took place, that window was closed. I find it hard to believe you could hear a voice through it. What? But I'm sure. Extend a arm. Lamure, I have nothing but the highest regard for your musical sense. But my opinion of you as a witness is somewhat lesser.
Objection!
Well, this series so much. Definitely one of another franchise I gravitated to as much as this one. Yeah, I know. I'm still waiting for Ace Attorney 7, and that's why I want to finish streaming this trilogy. So that when 7 gets announced, I could stream this day 1. But she's the only eyewitness we have.
Objection!
So you say. And the victim named her the Siren as the witness. That's right. That's what Mr. Latouche. We heard your claim. We even entertained the possibility. And it brought us to this. Send a arm. Air Judge. Yes? The prosecution requested this witness be excused. Please. I'm afraid I must honor the prosecution's request. There's indeed a question of the witness's credibility. But if Lamure can't testify, then we don't have a chance of proving Machi's innocence. This cross-examination is over. Prosecutor Gavin, you may continue making your case. Donk. Now, where were we? What? Why did I switch to the judge there? What the fuck is wrong with me? Woo. It's been almost 3 hours. I'm getting tired. Danke. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. I'd like to hear from Fräulein Detective again. Dank, yeah. Dank. Dank. Dankeschön is the full phrase. Dank is a shortened, casual abbreviation. Casual. Words. Shut up. Wait, let me hear Lamiro's testimony one last time. But the cross-examination's already over. Till such a time as needed arises, this witness may leave the stand. For real, when Investigations Collection was announced, that made it for the year. Yeah, it did, because I was planning on streaming those, and I was going to use the DS emulator for it. And then they announced the collection with an official localization of 2, and I was like, yes, perfect. And then the first day I started streaming the first game, I fell and injured my hand, and I still have a scar on it today. That was a year ago. Like a year and like a week ago at this point. I'm sorry, I could not be of more assistance. However, what's that face? That worries me. The evil Oreo drink. Yeah, it was the Oreo. It was the Coke Oreo drink that did that to me. Not the shots. At last, back to the real trial. Ready, Air Forehead? I hope I didn't just miss my only chance. Fräulein Detective, how far had we gotten until we were so rudely interrupted? Don't ask me. I just like saying the same thing twice. And I never repeat a song for an encore. You played Guilty Love twice at your concert the other night. If you would, Miss Sky. I believe I was saying that the only way Mr. Letus's killer could have escaped was through that air vent on the ceiling. Ah, yes, there was only one door in the room, and a witness, you, was standing in front of it. That air vent isn't very big, see? Kinda limits the people who could possibly get through. I certainly would have had a difficult time. You sure would. Not that you would have been in there in the first place, though. You know what's funny? There's a new Oreo collab item out at the same time now. Really? So his name is Clavier Gavin, a Swedish surname and a Scottish family name, and he speaks with German words. Yep. He's just a generic... He's supposed to be like a generic Euro punk rocker. Which is funny because his brother is Apollo's mentor, and he's like very prim and proper, and his name is Christoph. And also he's a murderer. He's in jail now. Remember, the whole backstage area was off limits to people not involved with the concert. The only one who meets the conditions for the killer is the defendant. A virtuoso performance. Couldn't have put it better myself. She does state a clear case. Though reading the report, something caught my eye. Oh? What's that? The circumstances of the defendant's arrest. Circumstances? Again? Hey, that's right, Apollo. Remember when we found Machi? That was bizarre. She's right. Why did Mr. Letus's body disappear from the room? And end up on the top of that stage tower? Holding a guitar, no less. Oreos, Reese's, and Reese's Oreos. I do like Reese's. Might be willing to try those. He's a little shit, yeah. Still find the case crazy. Yeah. Don't spoil anything though. If you've played the games before, do not spoil. There are people in the audience that have not seen this. To establish just how addicted I became to the series, so when the Switch port for the Phoenix Wright trilogy came out, I dictated the bulk of Twitch streamers I watched, along with the proceeding to buy the games I could get, and playing all the main game spin-off, which includes the latent crossover, and playing the Japanese exclusive games with fan translations, all the way completion. Wow. That's pretty good. Okay, thank you. Perceptive observation there, Judge. Oh, thanks. It was kind of an accident, really. But you work in this job long enough. You get a nose for these things. Judge sure seemed pleased with himself. Very good, Fräulein Detective. Perhaps you could tie it all together for us. Why was the body moved? And how does that lead us to the killer? Use Clavier's hair like a drill. What? The missing body. I believe Machi stole the body because of some lyrics. He moved the body to match Lamiro's song. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim. And Machi practically left his signature at the scene. All this evidence clearly points to the defendant. Signature? Lamiro's song? Yes, the guitar serenade. You noticed it's code too, did you not? It's code, yeah, he was the one that brought it up. All the events that day followed the lyrics to our song. First, the keys my heart held onto so tightly were stolen. Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flames on stage. Mr. Latussa's life was taken by a bullet. The rest hardly needs explanation. Guitar, guitar, up together to the sky. That's mad. It's like the story out of some fairy tale. I admit I'd forgotten about the song. I had forgotten about bisexuality. But there it is now, waiting for me. The grand finale, as it were. Hey, you know, I was the one who first noticed that. Heard of jumping rope to songs and counting the songs. But killing? It's a wild world out there, Air Judge. Very well. We've heard one song and dance. Let's get on to the next. The cross-examination. Not so sure I'm going to be doing much singing. You cry, but there's no Godot Nendo. But I cry because there's no Godendo. For a while, I became interested in learning about AA merchandise. There's multiple Nendoroids that are made for the characters. It's funny because I don't have any Ace Attorney Nendoroids, but I have 2 Danganronpa Nendoroid. Or I have a Danganronpa Nendoroid, and I have another Danganronpa Nendoroid pre-ordered. That's getting reissued soon. I actually did have some Phoenix Wright merchandise, though, for like a long while, but I think a lot of it, like, kind of wore out. It was like all pre-order stuff. I have the finger stylus for the DS, though. I still have that. I used to have the Objection Iggyati screen cleaner, but I think that broke off. And I used to have another thing of Phoenix Wright, and I think I lost that too, like a little plushie. And I lost that somewhere. Turns me into a Nendoroid. No, don't turn me into an expensive plastic collectible that breaks after several years. My Junko Enoshima Nendoroid, which I won in a contest from Cheap Ass Gamer on Twitter back when that was still a thing. That I had its neck in a certain position for so long that like its head does not move anymore. Like the joint just like wore out from being stagnant. It's so weird. Speaking of Danganronpa, are you going to play 2x2 when it comes out? So not when it comes out, no. Nendo's like Funko Pops are pretty better quality and pricier, yeah. Canon Junko broke her neck, yeah. No, that's not how she... Well, you know. I have a... oh my god, what's her name? I forgot the name of the character. She's Nendoroid. I pre-ordered. Not Chihiro. Chihiro's from the first game. Oh my god, we're derailing this stream so much. Chiaki. It was Chiaki. That was it. Yeah. So, okay, real quick, before I continue, because I want to finish this court day before the end of the stream, and it's already 4 a.m. I am not going to play Danganronpa 2x2 right when it comes out, because I still have to, in terms of streaming, I want to finish the Apollo Justice trilogy, and I want to do Danganronpa V3, because I have not played V3. I have seen Danganronpa 3, I have played 2, and I've seen all of 1. So, I'm going to do V3, and then after V3, the next visual novel I'll do after that will be 2x2. Only the If story, though, because I've already streamed the original fully, and I'm not playing through the original fully again. Anyway, the missing body. Signature. What do you mean by his signature? The bullet holes in the wall, of course. The bullet holes. The revolver was fired twice. One shot missed and left a hole in the wall. And that means what exactly? That dressing room isn't exactly spacious. Picture the shooter facing off with the victim in there. They can't have been more than 5 feet apart. It would have been difficult, almost impossible to miss at that range. Difficult to miss, you say? Very, assuming the shooter could properly aim. No, you can't be serious. Machi, he can't see. That's why he missed? It's the only explanation that makes sense. He used sound and other senses to fire that gun. Poorly. That reminds me, the monitor in that room was blaring at the time, Ja. Hardly ideal conditions for tracking by sound. A blind shooter. No wonder he missed. Knew those bullet holes would come back to haunt me. Think, Justice, what do I do now? Sure, there were bullet holes left in the wall. But that doesn't prove the shooter couldn't see. Oh, how so? Well, there could have been a struggle with the victim. That's certainly possible. And it may have been the revolver's fault. The revolver? The revolver was a very large caliber, correct? The shooter wasn't used to firing such a large weapon. Why, it could dislocate their shoulder. Exactly. The defendant, Machi Tobai, is, as you can see, tiny. Not so hard to picture him firing the gun and missing entirely. The kickback alone would throw him off his aim. A convincing argument, to be sure. Haha, take that, smug prosecution. Apollo. Huh? What? That bit about Machi being tiny and the gun throwing off his aim? Aren't you kind of, admitting that he did it? Oh. Does not matter why he missed. What matters is that the shooter was, without a doubt, the defendant. Even the defense seems to agree on that point. Yerk! Cripes, I really put my foot in it this time. But let's get the facts of the matter to the record. If you would, Fräulein Detective. Very well, the witness will add this to her testimony. Right. From the state of the crime scene, I can conclude the shooter was blind.
Hold it!
You can't say he was blind just because of those bullet holes in the wall. I think I've proven that. I wouldn't call it proof, per se. Huh? You merely raised the possibility. Fräulein Detective has made the most logical conjecture based upon the evidence. Of course, there's more evidence than just bullet holes. The defendant was the only one who could have escaped through the air vent.
Objection!
But wait, if he was blind, how would he know about the air vent in the first place? Ah, very good point. Well, Fräulein Detective, if you would care to explain. Regret saving your sister, Emma. No, I think I was far more likely to blow Machi's arms clean off, but hey, yeah, exactly. It's trying to realize burying the lead in the later games, huh? Yeah, easy. He certainly seems sure of himself. Call the crime scene, if you would. There was a stepladder below the air vent. As it happens, maintenance was scheduled for that day. Custodial staff went around checking all the air vents. I don't believe it. Everyone backstage was told about the maintenance, including Machi Tobai. He would have known that there would be a way out at the top of that stepladder. But why is this the first time I'm hearing about this? Could have figured it out for yourself. You only need to consider what that stepladder was doing there. Looks like the defense's objection has been squished by a stepladder. Well there, Forehead? Out of ammunition, perhaps? Never seen Prosecutor Gavin so aggressive. Maybe he's caught the scent of blood. Apollo, don't you have something? Anything? You know what we need? We need something to prove the killer could see. That'll put him in his place. Proving the shooter was sighted would do it. That would take down one of their central points. Do I have any evidence that can prove that, though? Fine, I accept the prosecution's challenge. As I knew you would, Air Forehead. What exactly am I up against here? The prosecution is saying the shooter missed because they couldn't see? Therefore, Machi, who's blind, did it. The defense will please present their evidence. Evidence that overturns the prosecution's claim that the shooter couldn't see! Gumshoe is a better detective. Emma... Well, here's the thing. Emma doesn't want to be a detective. She wants to be a forensic scientist. This blood has been wiped out, which means that the killer must have seen it, right? That's gotta be it. This is that evidence. The photograph of the crime scene, nailed it. Nice. Haven't played this game in like 15 years, and I still got it. I don't care much for the smirk on Prosecutor Gavin's face, but this is no time to think twice. Time to press on. Yes, Your Honor, the crime scene. There's something in here that decisively contradicts the prosecution's point. And perhaps you'd best show us this something. You still got it, boss. That's another series I want to get a second volume here. Metal Gear Solid collection. So I could stream Peace Walker 4 and 5. What's the general opinion on 5? I know it was like lauded when it came out, but then people kind of soured on it afterwards. Do people generally like MGS 5 now, or is it just kind of too bloated to enjoy? I know I've seen the whole game, so I know what happens in it. I know it's unfinished technically. Get your finger out of the breeze and put it to good use, Ja. That did not have the accent. I'm too bloated. You're right, I am too bloated. Very well, show us what you're talking about, Mr. Justice. The contradiction at the scene of the crime is right here. It's the blood. Fucking hell. No one can see that. Plotline is devoid of, like, anything substantial. You know what? That is a very valid criticism of that game. I mean, there is a plot. It's just that, like, there's nothing there. It's all stuff made up for that game. Oh, Skullface. He was following Snake around the whole time. It's like, that's... Fuck you. They didn't even add that in the remake. I thought they were going to add something with Skullface in the remake just to close the loop, and they didn't. The remake of 3 is good, though. I might consider... Again, I was going to stream it when it came out, and I might wait until it goes on sale and stream it later. Just to save time right now. I'm an MGS hater. Fair. I'm not going to judge anyone for disliking MGS. Honestly, I don't remember much excitement for 5 after it was released. I remember people liked the game, because the game itself is fun. It's a fun game and with a solid gameplay loop. It's just there's a lot of it there. The plot line's not that great. Side ops and repeated missions became tiresome eventually, yeah. People are saying, like, if there was a 15-hour abridged version of that game, it would be much better. So, I don't know. I want to play it. Because I've never played it. It's one of the few that I haven't played 4 or 5, but, yeah. I would like to play either of those. Gameplay is wonderful, just don't 100% it. Yeah, exactly. Don't try to eliminate all the nukes, because it's never going to happen. Contradictions right here. The smeared bloodstains. I thought it was just my blurry vision. But it really was blurry. The way the victim's hand is raised above his head. Much like a gesture I've seen many times in this court. It's almost as if he wrote something? Aha, I get it. At least I think I get it. Yeah, what, Fräulein? When Mr. Latus was shot, he tried to write something. And what would he write but the shooter's name? And when would he write it what would he write it in but his own blood? Pretty good, huh? We did eliminate all the nukes by hacking Konami, yeah. We got the peace scene. Thanks for making my point for me. Yes, in fact, that's what I think happened here. That does seem to be a distinct possibility. Victim wrote the killer's name. It's certainly a logical conclusion. Trat, I just wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that. Of course it's rubbed out. Why, if I were a killer, I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind. Neither would I. No one has anything else to say? About what? So the prosecution accepts this. You agree that this was the victim making an attempt to record the name of the killer. And that the killer tried to rub the name out. What's your point? What's my point? Let me ask you this. How did the killer know the victim was writing their name? Well, Mr. Latus was writing something in blood. Once the killer saw what it was... Wait. Once he saw what it was... But what did you just testify about the shooter? I said they were blind. Ah! Yet the crime scene itself contradicts that. The killer had to have been able to see. Why would they be able to rub out the name in blood otherwise? May I remind the court that the defendant, Machi Tobai, is blind. He couldn't have been the shooter. Impossible! The true killer was Frank Sawit. Yes, genius. Don't ruin any characters right now, please. Please explain to me what this all means. Order! I mean, looking at this photo, it seems quite clear that the shooter could see. Yet up until now... Extend a arm. It seems I owe the court an apology. Gaviners are a band with law enforcement ties, yet a murder occurred. During our concert, apparently this caused some confusion over jurisdiction. As a result, some reports were not filed in an entirely timely manner. No, we're not getting the updated autopsy report. I'm not sure I like the vibe I'm getting here. Hey, Apollo, look at him. Why is Prosecutor Gavin all relaxed and smiling like that? Like he knows something we don't, and he's about to tell us? I got an idea. Let's rock with these documents. But before that, I have a question for the Fräulein detective, if I may. What? Tell me, why do you think that Machi Tobai is blind? Huh? What did he say? What are you saying? Of course he's blind. Of course. He's the blind pianist, right? So he's... Doesn't Lamior lead him around by the hand all the time? No way. I have a report on the defendant here, Machi Tobai. According to this, Machi Tobai can see perfectly well. What? What? After this case, but it's mostly just a comment about one of this character's appearances. Okay. You all agree that they were blind. He's blind because he's Edgar Winter and his albinism means his eyes are deteriorating. What? 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 Everyone's saying what? His blindness was merely a publicity ploy by those clever Borginians. I didn't know. I'd say you're being a little racist towards the Borginians there, bud. He could see quite well.
Objection!
But you said... What did I say exactly? Air Forehead, not once in the course of this trial have I claimed the defendant was blind. The only one who did was the Fräulein detective. But that's a significant fact, yes. Consider, Machi Tobai sees. And he was the only one who could have fled through the air vent. I see no problems with this. But what about the bullet holes in the wall? Yes, the bullet holes. I believe Air Forehead neatly explained those for us. He didn't miss because he couldn't see. It was the kickback from the .45 caliber revolver. A simple accident, in other words. Ah! How's that? I'm afraid your objection has just flown off for brighter skies. Irk. This is where the real fun begins, Air Forehead. Yeah! Monkey face. I knew you didn't have what it took. You jerk. Just what was I in here for? Comic relief? Yeah, apologize. Oh, sorry. That's no way to apologize. He's angered the Trucy now. Look out. The Trucy now. If we could please end the bickering, now? Whatever, I'm not leaving. I can't leave like this. I'll come up with some clue to solving this case if it kills me. But your testimony's already given us enough to convict the defendant. Getting a lot of lead burying here. Wait, so the guy just says he wasn't blind and now he just isn't. What is and this is a twist, yeah. He got the report. Conceal the fact that he actually could see. There you go, it's canon now. Ah, don't say that. What? This bloodstain. Criminal tried to wipe it off, right? That seems to be what happened, yes. Might be able to find out what was really written here. Really? You can do that? That's right. With this. It's called luminol. Maybe you know of it. It's a chemical that reacts to blood. Ah, yes. Have we done those tests yet? As if I'm going to tell you. Bloodstains covered a section of the carpet. In order to perform a blood test, the section was removed and submitted. Perhaps we should request it here in court now. Right. Go for it, Apollo. Huh? Why do I have to do the test? You just have to spray the luminol on it. Simple. Chemical that reacts to blood. Heard of this somewhere. Yes, I believe an analysis is called for. Have at it. Right, ready? It's easy as pie. Just press A to spray an area. Here, give it a try. The eyes of the entire court are focused on me. Apollo, your hand's shaking. Let's do this! Wow, really works. This must be the power of science. They're spraying the photo? No, they're spraying a piece of the carpet. Machi's the girliest girl that ever girl. Oh, wait, wrong series. No, Machi is a boy. Stop that. You know, they mock Sherlock Holmes stories for being unsolvable because they withheld facts. This story just changes them. Evidence tampering is a common staple in the series. Yep. It's meant to be entertaining, guys. Please. It says IPXX314206. Is that the killer's name? Maybe it is. The killer was a robot. I have it. So what is it? I thought those letters IPXX looked familiar. This is an Interpol ID number. Interpol? You mean the International Police Agency? Yes, most are undercover agents working to solve international crimes. But why would he write that number? Why would Mr. Latouche even know a number like that? Good show, Fräulein Detective. Rock on. Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. Darien, are you there? Come up to the witness stand. Sick COD account. Wow. Been too long since you interacted with the bottom screen. Why? Darien, you heard what we need. Go check into this Interpol ID number. Sure thing. Give me 30 minutes. No, give me 27. Not sure what to think about all this. Prosecution's case is airtight, or so it seems. Yet if this number really is that of an Interpol agent... Seriously, this takes a very BBC Sherlock approach to twists. I guess so. I've never watched Sherlock. He reeks more than a skunk? No, it's a shark. That's not a skunk on his head. It's a shark hair. Fuck it, it's a skunk. Everyone says it's a skunk. He's officially Skunk Man now. Oh, wait, I know. What if Machi Tobai is really an undercover Interpol agent? That would be a possibility. Possibility, yes. And one that would mark him as the killer for certain. Why did Latouche know an Interpol ID number? That's what I want to know. Well, we have some time while we wait for Darian's report. Darian. Call Anita PNG to where he's in his mind palace. I have that. It's this. My head is the mind palace. So is the rest of my body. Let's work on unraveling another mystery, shall we? Curious mystery concerning Machi Tobai. What are you talking about? Fräulein Detective, please accept my apologies. I received word that the defendant could, in fact, see just before the trial began. It seemed too much of a bother to tell you. You had me until that last bit. Does this not raise a rather straightforward question? Well, sure. Why did Machi pretend he couldn't see? Exactly. Makes a little sense. What do you think, Air Forehead? Huh? Me? Machi Tobai pretended he was blind. Do you know why? How could he know? Wait, Prosecutor Gavin knows why, doesn't he? He's known from the start of the trial. He's been leading us on the whole time. You picture Obstagoon when you look at Darian's hair, yeah? Need big brain for this. Big head for big thoughts. Or big head for empty thoughts. Something wrong? Do you think perhaps this is all some kind of game? Know that the moment I heard the report, I knew why. Suppose people have sold over 1 million records really are something else. What does that have to do with anything? There was a reason why Machi pretended to be blind. But it wasn't for his own sake. Getting the picture now? It wasn't for himself. Well, Mr. Justice? He pretends to be blind to see women naked. Oof. He's 14, I guess I wouldn't put that past him. Can you present evidence that shows us why the defendant had to feign blindness? Machi had no reason to pretend he couldn't see. Which means... No. It couldn't be. Good show, Air Forehead. Seems you've thought of something. Oh, why can't I figure these things out on my own? Hate having to take cues from this guy. Very well, look at this. This is why he was pretending he couldn't see. Twist of twists. They already said it was for publicity. Yeah, they did. They did. Just ignore that completely. That is La Miroir. La Miroir and Machi Tobai. Recall their relationship. In particular, their unique arrangement over the years before visiting our country. La Miroir and her pianist. They would always walk together, she leading him by the hand. Even when they got on stage, she would lead him to the piano. She would walk all the way over there with him. That's right, because he was blind. She led him at all times, never letting him go. All times. Yet we have just learned something that makes their arrangement peculiar indeed. Machi could see. Why did they have to keep up this act this whole time? But wasn't it part of their performance? I think there's a simpler explanation than that. Machi did not need to be led by the hand at all. That can only mean one thing. Really? Really. It was the other way around. The one who needed to be led by the hand was La Miroir. What's this? So you mean to say that La Miroir is... she's... Yes, Your Honor. La Miroir is blind. What? This trial to end already. Order! 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 This is crazy, Prosecutor Gavin. Is it now? Please, please shed some sanity on this madness. The defense has made such an outrageous claim. The only thing outrageous I see about the defense is that vast forehead. Yet I see it is not vast in vain. This time. He's quite correct. But that makes no sense! Yeah, wasn't she supposed to be the landscape painter in sound or something? Extendo arm. Well, since we have her here, why not ask Lamior herself? I believe she's still in the witness waiting room. Apollo, what does this mean for our case? Don't ask me. I had no idea she couldn't see. I hadn't even imagined it until now. Bailiff, bring in Lamior. I think this is almost over. After this part, it's done. Because I remember what happens at the end of this part. Machi Tobai, matching to eye. Actually, that's pretty good. I didn't think of that. That's an interesting way of interpreting his name. Lamior, pains me deeply to call you before us again in this way, and yet I must. Please do not be concerned on my behalf. Those eyes, she really can't see? Really? It is true. How funny it is that a tiny lie born in the Borginian countryside would one day grow to entangle the entire world. So you are? Yes, as I mentioned before, I have no memory of the time before I became Lamior. Know too that my memories begin in darkness. The word light has no meaning for Lamior. I see. You recall me saying something toward the beginning of this trial there, Forehead. What's that? I believe I said it was unfortunate the crime had no direct witnesses. Ah. Now, Lamior, I must ask you to stand once more. Will you testify to the court about your eyes? Of course, it was never my intent to deceive any of you. May I begin, Your Honor? Yes, of course. Though I admit I'm a little lost here. I think we're all a bit lost here, Your Honor. Lamior's eyes. I have no memory of the light. I debuted in a world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. So silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others. Perjury isn't a crime in the series. It is only when they want to acknowledge it. But this is a murder trial. I apologize, it was part of my contract, you see. I was to keep my blindness a secret no matter what. Music is everything for me. Never imagined something like this would. She told us the truth in the beginning, when she said she saw nothing. Very well. Does the defense have anything to add? I'd like to cross-examine. But what is there left to ask? There was one thing in her testimony that bothered me. Perhaps it's best we let you get it out of your system there, bud. Someday you'll come to understand the importance of thinking for yourself. Very well. The defense may proceed. However, be aware that this court will not tolerate any questions deemed too stressful to the witness. Okay. There's only one part that bothered me. So let me ask you about that and I'll be happy. She's a blind amnesiac with no past. Who's protecting who here? It's a what a wild web of lies we weave. That's a confession of sorts. There's just one part that bothers me, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
Hold it!
When you say your staff, do you include Mr. Letouce? Of course, he was my manager. So he knew, and that's what's been bugging me. Something the matter, Mr. Justice? I believe I know what's bothering our young defense attorney. You're thinking of when you discovered the body, yes? Is he right, Apollo? Yes, I was. Why'd she have to pretend to be able to see? Contract, because of her name. Borginian law. Let's say she gets shot in the head, if she didn't. Would that close every loophole nicely here? It's okay. I understand. Like, I get it. Don't worry. You could pick it. You could pick this apart as much as you want. I'm finding it amusing. Oh my god! Again? Cold, so cold. Witness Russian voice. Letouce can't see. Witness Sidon. She can't see, but I'm going to say the witness is her anyway. Oh, hokey dokey bokey wokey fokey. Notorious ableism of Borginia. Yeah, exactly. Look, Borginia sounds like a miserable place. That's not true. But every time Borginia comes up in the series, something miserable happens. So I have to conclude it's because of Borginia. Mr. Latouche told me to ask the witness, and he named you. Why would he do that? He knew you were blind. I don't know. What did I just say? You need to learn to think for yourself. Meaning what? There's no mystery here if you recall everything he said. Think of his last words once more. Witness, siren. I've heard this many times, along with a little play acting by our defense. I remember them well myself, but that statement's not to what I refer. Extendo arm. I mean what he said before that. Before? What came before that? Ah! That's right, he tried to tell you. When he said can't see, he wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about the witness. I see. Ha! Too bad the defense did not. Okay. I'm actually, it's clever. I'm okay with that. Too bad the defense did not. Neither did the witness. Well there, forehead. Try relaxing and looking at the facts first next time. Irk! Monkey. I'm gonna point it out every time. Order! Order! Call Lamiror's earlier testimony. No, we don't have to. 2 shots, couldn't do anything. She was on her way backstage. But she couldn't have heard the gunshots. I thought we proved that. That's not the most important point here. The moment he was shot, Mr. Latouche witnessed her through that window. Why else would he have named her as the witness? Ah, but I really did hear them. 2 gunshots, and the man's voice. Fortunately, such a thing was impossible. The window was closed. We have already run a simulation, of course. But it was so clear. If I heard that voice again, I would know who it is in an instant. Your Honor? What is it, bailiff? Can't you see we're in a session here? We have the results back from the investigation. Investigation? Ah, the Interpol number that Mr. Latouche left us. Well, let's hear it. We will continue this cross-examination afterward. Detective Crescend, your report, please. I asked Interpol about the number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. Quick work as always, Daryan. Well, tell us about the number. Is the defendant a secret agent? IPXX 314206. The agent registered under this number was Romain Latouche. What? Our undercover Interpol agent was Mr. Latouche himself. He was apparently in the middle of an operation. So when he wrote those letters, he was trying to tell us his own identity. And a cautious killer tried to wipe them away. Mr. Latouche was an undercover Interpol agent, so him being Lamiror's manager was just a cover, most likely. There's one other important detail I found. Well, out with it. Concerns that .45 caliber revolver, the murder weapon. Apparently it belonged to Romain Latouche himself. He had an Interpol permit to carry firearms. And the registration number on the revolver matched. So the victim was killed with his own weapon, which makes sense. It's hard to imagine someone who wasn't an Interpol agent having such a large revolver. So the victim was an Interpol agent on an undercover op? Wonder how that ties into everything. It's gotta tie in somehow, you'd think. Yeah, somehow. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescend. It's been a great help. That's how Interpol works, but I'm really picking nits now, yeah. Oh, not a problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. Hold it! This is the end. Wait! Lamiror, is something the matter? I think you all know where this is going if you haven't seen this. What did she literally just say seconds ago? That voice just now. Daryan? Mr. Daryan, is it? It was him. I am sure of it. It was him? You aren't saying... That voice I heard talking to Mr. Latouche. When I heard the gunshots fired. It was him. It was Mr. Daryan. Is this some kind of joke? That's his first, damage sprite this entire game. What? Monkey face? No way. courtroom fell into such a chaotic state the trial had to be suspended temporarily. I'd never seen that happen before. Of course, it's not every day that you get an accusation like that one. Lamiror fingering Daryan Crescend. Not only is he a guitarist, but he's a detective. Could it really have been his voice Lamiror heard? Things were changing fast, and frankly, I wasn't sure I could keep up with it. Hey, no wimping out now, Apollo! Literal ACAB. To be continued. And that is where we'll cut it for tonight. Says friend, he wouldn't be his friend and bandmate would go that far. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. There's still twists and turns to be found in this case going forward. But we will pick this up Thursday night. Tomorrow night, I will be doing more Visions of Mana. And I think tomorrow might be the night I react to the video as well. I'm not sure. We'll see. Thank you for streaming. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. This case of teenage magicians, lying prosecutors, blind pop stars, and prevarications. The weirdest thing is that a cop might be corrupt. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, more of this coming up Thursday. More Visions of Mana tomorrow. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. I appreciate it greatly. If you want to watch more streams, as always, check out twitch.tv/team/littlespace. Midnight Nova is streaming right now. And I believe they are in the middle. Why is the sound on? They're in the middle of something. So yeah, let's give them a raid. Well, there's still people here. Crooked Cop. The Japan Game Show tomorrow. Japan Game Show tomorrow. I mean, I just downloaded Blippo Plus, and I do want to stream that if it's allowed. I don't know if it is allowed or not, but it's a game by Panic, and Panic tends to make some real fun, quirky games. Anyway, thank you so much for coming, everyone. It's late. Have a good night. I will see you tomorrow, hopefully a bit earlier. Stick around. Say hi to a Midnight Nova for me. You were lurking? It's always good, Razu. I know you are. Take care. Have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow after I turn back to normal here and then mute myself in mid-sentence like I always do because that's how I...
Me? Gungaga.